Hello, my spooky friends.
My name is Cassie,
And I'm Caitlin.
and welcome in to I'd Survive. Wait, what did we do last week?
No.
What
Wait,
was
what
the
did we-
episode?
Wait, what did we record last week?
Yeah.
Splinter.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be switching up the vibe a little bit today.
Just a tad. Just a little bit.
This is coming out on Thanksgiving, like the holiday.
Literally. Yeah, that's so fitting.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Obviously,
Woo.
we're doing Thanksgiving today.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, horror over the last week, I have not watched any new horror movies. I did, though, watch a horrific documentary called The Perfect Neighbor on Netflix.
I saw that you and both you and Ashley Polito logged it. And I read the review that Ashley posted, and I was like, "Oh, this looks heavy."
Yeah, but no actual horror movies in my last week. What about you?
I actually did rewatch The Black Phone in preparation for The Black Phone 2, and I just shout out to that movie because it's better than I even remembered. I really do love it. So I'm very much looking forward to watching the sequel in the coming weeks. And then I did watch The Conjuring Last Rites, which, if you know me at all, you know, that's my franchise. That is my number one. I just have such an appreciation. And there's even though it's not that long ago, there is almost a nostalgia factor with The Conjuring because it was the first reaction that I created on YouTube. It actually wasn't even on my horror channel at first. It was on my other channel. But
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, it initially was on Kayla Marie Reacts. But the new movie, this final installment, was just everything I could have asked for, genuinely.
Really?
For the end of it. Yeah, it just because they really delved into the characters of Ed and Lorraine Warren, which is, what The Conjuring revolves around. And that's why I was always there for those movies, because of them. So they did a really good job at closing that story, and I'm very happy with it.
That's so cool. I was nervous for you going into that movie because I know that is your franchise.
Yeah.
And it's hard to impress someone who's that invested in the franchise with a final movie.
Yeah.
So I need to do a proper watch of all the Conjurings. I've seen the first one a couple times. And then I always forget which movies are part of the Conjuring universe technically. So I don't even know. I don't think I've even seen the second one, actually.
You haven't seen Conjuring 2?
I don't think so.
Oh, Cassie, you have to. First of all, you need to react to it.
I know.
Even if this is off the record, girl, you got to react to that. The Conjuring 2, a lot of people think it's better than the first one.
Oh, I was not aware of that. I thought the first one was the one, the classic. Interesting.
It is.
I mean, it's a classic, but
a lot of people like it better. The second one better. Those are both held at the same place, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you watch Conjurings 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 is a little bit of a disappointment, if I'm honest, but 1, 2, and 4 are good.
And then also, guys, Caitlin and I played Phasmophobia for the first time, finally.
We did! It was so fun. I've been dreaming of playing Phasmo for so long, and then we finally played, and we were great at it.
Yeah, we were really good. Hire us immediately. You're missing out.
I can't even, if I start talking about it, I want to talk about every single little thing that happens, so you should just go watch the VODs that we have if you want.
And if you guys know nothing about Phasmophobia and you're not ready to sit down for a couple hours, check out Caitlin's TikTok. It's just the Caitlin Marie, right?
Yeah, it is.
She has. I literally last night, Caitlin has a Phasmo TikTok that was posted of us playing, and last night I literally just watched it again and started crying laughing again. If I need to pick me up, I go back and just watch that TikTok of yours.
I can't wait to post part 2. I have to send it to you because it's not going up today, but part 2 is so funny because it has the part about you being there's blood all over the wall. It's literally a granite tile.
And I'm so serious. I'm there's blood. There's blood on the walls.
It's girl, no, there is not.
Oh my god.
I walk in and turn the light on. It's just a white wall.
Oh, yeah. I definitely don't have my bearings on that game, but even just trying to figure out the game, that process is fun. It's not one of those intimidating,
Yes.
like, I don't know what's going on. It's kind of funny that you don't know what's going on. It's no big deal.
Right. No, we have to play again, and we'll
Yeah.
get good at it, and then we'll actually guess a ghost correctly for once.
It's like that's all that's what we need to do. Just one time.
Yes, we will.
Minimum.
I believe
And then
in
after
us.
that, every time after that.
Who
100.
cares?
So Thanksgiving was released on November 17th, 2023. I actually saw this in theaters with my sister.
Oh, no way.
It was very fun. This is director Eli Roth's 10th film as a director.
Whoa.
Some titles of his that you might recognize are Hostel and Cabin Fever. They're 2000s movies. Probably not ones you've seen, but maybe heard of.
Yeah, I think I've heard of Cabin Fever.
This movie is actually based on a fictional movie trailer that was shown in a previous movie of his called Grindhouse, which is kind of fun. So he had a feature film called Grindhouse, and in that movie, like a little trailer was shown, and it was like a fictional thing, but then he decided to make it its own feature film.
Wait, that's so fun.
Isn't that I love little universe connections like that within like directors' work and stuff.
So good. Wait, when did this movie come out? Grindhouse?
It was older. It's 2007. Grindhouse came out.
Okay.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah, he's done a lot of like 2000s work. So we have Patrick Dempsey and Addison Rae.
What?
In this cast.
Addison
What a contrast.
Rae. That is what I expected you to say, for sure.
And with a $15 million budget, it pulled in $46.6 million at the box office.
Okay.
And it has an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoa.
And a 2.9 on Letterboxd.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes enough
Letterboxd
sense.
was a little, back in the day, Rotten Tomatoes was always like the hard number to achieve. I feel like Letterboxd is harder on films than on any other platform these days.
I think that's true. I think Letterboxd people tend to be snobs. And I say that as somebody who's on there. So like, I'm not criticizing Letterboxd users. I'm also on there, but I think there's a lot more film snobs.
So everybody strap in today because I think this is going to be a little bit of a longer episode than usual. I will say I like this movie. I had a lot of fun watching it in theaters. And I didn't realize like how much is packed into it until I sat down to write the recap script, which I guess is a testament to the movie because it's like it doesn't feel like there's too much going on when you're sitting and just watching it.
For sure.
Also, I want to preface, this is a whodunit. So if you want to ever throw out guesses, that's always a fun bonus. We open with an exterior shot at night of a cozy little home's front porch. The lights are on inside, and on the screen we get the words Plymouth, Massachusetts. Thanksgiving.
Oh, heck yeah!
And then the camera POV starts to move closer and closer up the front path of this house, up the porch steps. We're hearing heavy footsteps, and then we reach the front door and we ring the doorbell. And someone answers to find Mr. Patrick Dempsey standing on their porch. And Mr. Patrick Dempsey. That's such a random what would you do moment to discuss.
You're right. What would Patrick Dempsey ring your doorbell? I don't know, man. Probably not recognize him, if I'm honest.
Really? Yeah, I've seen enough Grey's. I've seen enough Grey's Anatomy. I'd know him. I really want to answer this seriously. Like, I know this is a bit, but I want to have a serious answer. This is why this is going to be 3 hours long.
Yeah,
because this movie is going to make us go into stupid shit like this.
I love that for us.
Yeah. No, I would say probably hello. And I would say, what are you doing here? What can I do for you, sir?
I think I would peer around the corner and see if there's a camera somewhere. Yeah, and then I would be like, are you that guy from Grey's Anatomy? And he would be like, yes. And I'd be like, okay. And then I'd probably go back inside. I don't really know how I would handle Patrick Dempsey on my doorstep.
There's a lot of factors that would go into that. Like, what is he doing here?
Why would he be at my house? I don't think there's a good reason.
Mr. Patrick Dempsey in this movie is a cop, so he's still in his cop uniform.
Oh, okay.
And he means business. He's got a little notepad out and he's like, hey, we're looking for an individual with a golden brown complexion, 15 pounds, and no head.
How does that work?
What would you do if he said that to you?
Okay, no, in all seriousness, I'm gonna go, excuse me, could you, how many pounds? Where's the head?
I'd be like, what happened? Aren't you an actor? Why are you a cop? This dude who answered the door, very serious in tone, is like, I know where he is. I'll even serve him up on a silver platter for you. Now get in here. So he gave the description of a turkey. It's Thanksgiving. He's just here for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, okay. See, I was like about to be like, I'm confused where this movie is going because how is there a 15-pound individual like running around? This is taking a different turn than I like. It sounds like Sam from Trick or Treat.
No, yeah.
Little Sam. Have you seen Little Sam anywhere?
Oh man, I was also confused. I didn't get the joke right off the bat until the response. So they know each other. Patrick's character's name is Eric. And he's been invited to this family's Thanksgiving dinner. Mitch was the one to answer the door, and his wife, Amanda, was the one to invite Eric over. So Amanda walks over and welcomes Eric inside as well. She's very impressed when Eric hands over a homemade pumpkin pie, and she's like, oh my gosh, a single man who can bake. You won't be single for long. And that's when her husband, Mitch, gets a phone call from his boss, Thomas. So we don't know what's going on with that because that's when we cut over to Thomas's Thanksgiving.
Oh.
It is in a much fancier home with servants stationed in random corners of the room and more characters. This is where we meet Jessica, Thomas's daughter, and she's a like late high school,
Okay.
And she's seen better Thanksgivings. She's annoyed, sitting next to her father's new gold-digging fiance, Kathleen.
Oh, gross.
Mm-hmm. Who is making passive-aggressive remarks to Jessica about how she's not dressed fancy enough.
Oh, ew. Nah, shut up.
So strange. So anyways, Thomas enters the room just having been on a work call that we know to be with Mitch over at the other family Thanksgiving. It is now that we find out that Thomas is the owner of the local Right Mart. So think Walmart version of Walmart. I don't know.
I got you. So he basically like CEO kind of vibes or?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like the Right Mart guy.
Gotcha.
And this is the first year where he's keeping it open on Thanksgiving rather than just midnight on Black Friday. Because apparently people start lining up at 6 o'clock the night before anyway. So he's like, let's just open up for Thanksgiving.
That's kind of what's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely.
Crazy.
It's very sad. Like, can we just keep all those stores closed on Thanksgiving? We don't need to be shopping. It really doesn't need to be happening.
Yeah.
Everybody calm down.
Oh, keep that in mind.
Oh, I will.
Back to the other family Thanksgiving, Mitch walks into the dining room in his Right Mart uniform saying that he has to go. Thomas called and said he either goes into work right now or he's fired.
Oh, yep.
So, of course, his whole family's upset because that's ridiculous. But, like, what can you do? He doesn't want to get fired. So now he's going to work on Thanksgiving.
Nobody should be forced to work on Thanksgiving.
No. So then we cut to the absolute chaos that is happening outside of Right Mart at the moment.
Ew.
And the entire parking lot is flooded with people ready to run inside and get their hands on the best deals of the year. And there's like a literal barricade up and like security working to make sure no one gets through earlier than they're supposed to. Mm-hmm. Extremely serious. And I wrote, is Black Friday shopping still like this? Like, definitely not, right?
I don't think so. I was just thinking that too. Like, I think most people get like, there's like the Amazon days or whatever they are where you like,
oh yeah.
What are they called? Prime Day or something?
Oh, Prime Days, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like people just do so much more of their shopping online at this point. Like, who's running to the store to like? Also, I feel like the big Black Friday stuff was usually like TVs, which aren't that expensive anymore to begin with. Like, they're still pricey, but they're not outrageous like they used to be. I don't know. I just feel like I don't think it happens anymore.
Yeah, I think I went Black Friday shopping once with my mom. We just went to like a Target, and it was in 2015.
Yeah.
And I remember there being a big line outside, nothing crazy, nothing mob style, but
Yeah.
like there was a big line and it was pretty crazy in the store, really long lines at every register, like pretty intense, like snaking through the aisles to be in line. It was a lot,
Yeah.
but I would imagine it's not anywhere near that extent. I kind of want to go this year if I'm being honest. I don't want to buy anything. I kind of just want to
see.
go and see like what the vibe is these days.
I feel like part of why, though, maybe part of why it's not as insane anymore is because stores keep opening earlier and earlier and
Well,
earlier.
right,
And a
yeah.
lot of people aren't going to go on Thanksgiving. So, like,
No.
that midnight opening isn't really a thing anymore.
Yeah. So Mitch is inside getting everything set up with the rest of the staff, and he looks outside to see people arguing with security up against the gate, and he just rolls his eyes, going, "What a bunch of morons." Mitch is us.
Yep.
Back to owner Thomas's Thanksgiving. Dinner is over and everyone is just socializing. His daughter Jess and her boyfriend Bobby are off to the side hanging out and talking on their own. And they pray that this quick engagement her father seems to be rushing into with his realtor Kathleen will turn into a quick divorce as well.
Yeah.
Bobby reminds her that Kathleen could never replace her mom, who has of course passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. After some chit chat, they notice their friends roll up in a car outside, and Jessica says goodbye to her family, saying that they're going to the movies with their friends. And okay, when they get in the car with their friends, first of all,
Oh boy.
so many characters. There's so
no.
many characters being thrown at you at once. And also, we're just completely thrown into a very real conversation that friends would be having with each other without holding like the audience's hand at all. Like most of it is surrounding a recent football game that happened at school. So Evan in the driver's seat is on the football team, and his girlfriend Addison Rae, who is named Gabby, is in the passenger seat. And then their friends Scuba and Yulia are just also here. So we're introducing ourselves to 4 more characters. There are still more characters to come.
Can I ask for pronouns on Scuba and Yulia?
Yeah, Scuba is he, him, Yulia, she, her.
Okay, amazing. Thank you.
Oh, and apparently Scuba is crushing hard on Yulia and wants to like maybe put some moves on her sooner than later. So that's just a little dynamic going on.
Gotcha.
So Evan starts driving to the movie theater. Traffic is crazy. And on the way, he sees the Right Mart and he's like, oh my God, guys, can we make a quick pit stop? I need to buy a new phone. Because I guess he's got like his phone smashed in a recent fight that he got into with the local rival football team guys, high school drama.
Yeah. Naturally.
So yes, they pull up and end up joining the mob to get into this store. And it's our absolute nightmare. Bobby keeps getting stopped by people in the crowd who are recognizing him because apparently he's like a legendary baseball player in Plymouth. Well, like they're high school age, but I think he like literally like graduated high school, or maybe he's like 18 and like a year older than them. Maybe they're seniors or something.
Okay.
Because he's like visiting town right now and he's like off in some league. And people are like, oh my God, it's Bobby. I don't think professional, but yeah,
That's
maybe a minor
fun.
league. Is that a big deal? I don't know. People are acting like it's a big deal, whatever he's off doing.
Okay, cool. Good for him.
Yes. So he keeps on stopping and taking pictures with people. He specifically is a pitcher and everyone knows him as the Golden Arm. That is his nickname. So because he keeps stopping, Jess ends up losing him along with the rest of her friend group. But then this other dude sees her and they clearly know each other from school. And he's like, hey, Jess, this is the last place I thought I'd see you tonight. Your dad's store is crazy. And Jess is like, yeah, crazy. Sorry, Ryan, I need to catch up with my friends. And Ryan is like, oh, no biggie, I'll walk with you. And he starts walking with her before asking, so what are you doing Saturday night?
Oh.
And she's like, going to the Cap with Bobby, which is a local diner.
Okay.
And Ryan's like, all right, well, I'm having a little get together with my friends if you wanted to come by. Mind you, he's pitching this while like shoving at people left and right to try to get up front. And we're not even in the store yet. And Jess like turns down the offer saying Bobby's only in town until Monday. And Ryan doesn't give up. He's like, no, just swing by early. It's nothing big, just a couple kegs. And then Bobby swoops in, apparently done taking photos. And he's like, she's all set, Ryan. Come on, let's go. And Bobby puts an arm around Jess, leading her forward instead.
Ryan being Mr. Steal Your Man over here.
Yeah.
I mean, no, not your man. Wait, hold on.
Wait.
Steal your girl.
How did you figure out the plot twist so quick? That's so crazy.
It's so true.
We cut to a different part of this huge crowd where we see Officer Eric, who we know, Patrick Dempsey, leading Amanda through the crowd with a little Tupperware full of Thanksgiving dinner that she wants to deliver to her husband, Mitch, working inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they work their way all the way to the front, get past the barricade. That crowd is getting rowdier and rowdier. And Amanda's in shock by how insane this is. At the front of the barricade, there are like some guys in varsity jackets who notice Jess and her friends are being let inside early because like Jess, it's her dad's store.
Yep.
And this turns into a very like graphic verbal assault back and forth both ways. I'm just stressed. There's a lot going on. Like we're just trying to deliver food over here. And then these people are stressed because they want to get in the store. And then we're stressed because there's people yelling at us for getting into it early.
Yep.
And then Mitch is stuck inside work. Like it's so stressful.
It sounds like the holidays, honestly.
Right? Inside the store, Eric and Amanda make their way over to Mitch to deliver that dinner. And Mitch is grateful, but also is like, you should really get out of here. Like, it's insane out there. Just go home.
Yeah, right.
And Eric says he got a call on the radio that they actually needed help with crowd control. Like, the security they have here is not enough. They, like, called the police to come help wrangle this crowd. So Mitch just tells Amanda to stay near this register while he and Eric go out and check on the crowd. Out front, Mitch takes out his megaphone and announces that the store will be opening in 10 minutes, but the rival jocks are up front and they're pissed and they're like, yeah, how come they got to go in early? Like, obviously they're going to shout about that. And Eric and Mitch turn around to see Jess and her friend group like fucking around in the store. Evan's got his new iPhone in his hand and he's like waving it in the crowd's face and his tongue is out and everything. Yeah, he's taunting.
Let's not do that. Let's not cause problems that are already kind of iffy.
Yeah. And Eric's like, oh my God, like, Mitch, what is that? And Mitch is like, I didn't let them in. You think I let them in? And the crowd is getting angrier and angrier. They're pushing the barricade forward little by little.
Oh my God, stop. I hate this.
I knew you would hate the opener of this movie.
I don't like it.
And Mitch hands the store keys over to the security guy and instructs him to go in and lock the front doors from the inside, which he does. He's like, these guys are about to like break in. Like, we need to make sure we have them under control before we open those doors.
For sure.
Eric takes the megaphone now and is trying to demand order, but the rival jock manages to snatch that megaphone from his hands and uses it to yell out, "The store is now open, everybody." Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that encourages everyone to run forward together, and that barricade comes crashing down.
Yep.
And they run up to the front doors and start pounding on the glass.
Oh my God.
Inside the store, the friend group is no longer messing around. They're seeing this shit and they're like, what the hell? Outside, Eric is now on the ground and being trampled by this crowd.
Oh.
Inside, Amanda's panicking and orders the security guy with the keys to just open the doors. Otherwise, people are going to get hurt, like suffocated in this mob. So he goes to open the doors, or at least he tries to.
Oh, dear.
But before he can, the glass cracks and the door frame and glass all fall in on him. And he gets trampled by the crowd that comes running in.
Oh,
and his face is getting like pushed down into the shattered glass on the ground around him.
No.
So he's like bleeding.
Oh my God.
Yeah. As the people squeeze into this one door, one of them gets stabbed in the neck with a shard of glass that's still hanging on the frame.
Oh, okay.
And Amanda gets knocked over. Everyone is running and fighting over limited items. And Evan is standing there recording everything on his new phone.
Oh my God.
He's like, this is fucking gold. This is crazy. His girl Gabby is crouched on the floor trying to take cover, screaming at him to get down and stop filming.
Yep.
The dude who got stabbed in the neck by the glass is actively bleeding out, and he stays determined and grabs one of the waffle irons that is free only on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bobby and Jess crouched for safety by the shopping carts, and they notice that the security guy who got trampled is still alive. So Bobby starts to like crawl over to help him, but one of the rabid shoppers running by steps on Bobby's arm, and you just see it completely bend the opposite direction.
Wait. Not Bobby.
Yes,
oh,
he's the one. He's the baseball guy. So Yeah, golden arm now completely cracked the wrong way.
Oh, jeez. Ew, I hate everything about this.
Yeah. Back to the dude bleeding out with his waffle iron. He's now passed out on the ground, like closer to death. So, of course, someone takes their chances and pries that waffle iron out of his grip before running off.
It's kind of like out of his cold, dead arms. Like, you know how people say that?
Literally.
Like, you have to pry this out of my cold, dead
And
arms.
they did.
They did.
It's crazy. Amanda is on the ground, like army crawling around, when she gets knocked the fuck out with the corner of like a shopping cart that comes whizzing by.
Oh my God.
Bad gash to the head. And then her hair gets stuck in the wheel and she gets like partially scalped.
Stop. Okay.
When the cart wheels away. And her husband, Mitch, ends up finding her while trying to break a multitude of fights up and drops down to his knees, like crying.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too late. She's dead. She's like
R.I.P.
dead. Yeah. Finally, we see that Eric has made his way into the store, and same thing Mitch was trying to do. He's attempting to break up fights when he sees Amanda dead on the ground. And the neck punctured dude is dead by the waffle irons, and the security dude is dead by the door.
Oh my God. It's a massacre, but it's not even because of a slasher. It's just consumerism. Basically.
The ultimate massacre.
Yes, consumerism.
Bobby's in a corner crying in pain, his arm bent backwards, and Eric just screams stop and shoots his gun up at the ceiling. And that is when we get the title card, Thanksgiving, followed by a 1 year later time card.
Okay. Whew. I feel like
a deep breath.
A deep breath is so necessary right now. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Please tell me we're going to come back a little calm for a minute here because I'm going to need a breather.
Well,
what? Okay.
We cut to a computer screen where a video has been uploaded by someone, and it is titled Fight Mart Thanksgiving Massacre.
Nice.
And as of a year ago, it has garnered over 2 million views.
Wow.
We pan out of the computer screen to find ourselves in a pretty sketchy room full of like weapons and newspaper articles. You know, it's just missing some red string.
Yeah.
And a gloved hand angrily closes the laptop, and we pan over to a TV where a news reporter is saying, I'm live here at Right Mart, and although the store has announced they will have substantial security upgrades for Thanksgiving, many residents feel after last year's catastrophic events, the store shouldn't be open at all. And then he's got a microphone up to like a local civilian who happens to be Mitch, and he's like, Thomas Wright, you have blood on your hands. My wife's blood. We open for Thanksgiving and you only hire 2 security guards, one of whom runs away and the other's trampled to death in the same stampede that killed my wife. You and your entire family need to go to prison, not have another sale. So,
oof. Yeah, there's some anger. I'm seeing a potential built motive being created here.
Exactly. The news cuts to Thomas Wright cutting some big red ribbon for who knows what, talking about how he's worked overtime this past year with attempts to give back to the community, even going so far as to start the Wright Family Foundation, sending local kids to college.
Oh, for sure. Yes, out of the kindness of your heart.
Yeah. And we see Kathleen is still with him in this news coverage, and Bobby comes on screen next. They state at last year's, well, like not literally, but like a picture of him.
Yeah.
And they state that at last year's Thanksgiving massacre, he experienced a career-ending injury, and he has not been heard from since the accident.
Oh.
Many lawsuits were filed and settled, but security cameras were not working the night of the tragedy.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Which, of course, cut back to the Mitch interview. He says, like, the cameras were working that night when he arrived, but mysteriously stopped working once disaster struck. Yeah. Like, how convenient.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
With a zoom into the TV screen and then back out again, we find ourselves in a diner. The waitress, Lizzie, hands a John Carver mask over to a customer sitting at the bar with a Happy Thanksgiving. And if you don't know, John Carver, do you know John Carver?
I've heard that name.
He's like a historical figure. He was a pilgrim that came to America on the Mayflower and was a founder, like first governor of this town, Plymouth, that we're in.
Gotcha. Okay. That was definitely like in my history books in school,
Yeah.
and God knows I would not commit that to memory.
Same.
But sure.
John Carver masks are like a thing around Thanksgiving time in this town, and
Oh.
they just go hard with Thanksgiving spirit more than ever because they're like a little pilgrim town,
It does make sense.
Mayflower
Yeah.
town. Sheriff Eric walks in asking for his usual ×2 because he's currently training a new deputy, a new character. And
goody.
the waitress is like, "Ooh, yeah, the new deputy stopped in yesterday and he didn't say much, a real charmer." So like, okay, mysterious, who's this new guy?
Ooh.
We do meet Deputy Brett right away here after he curses someone out in the parking lot for getting in the way of his parking job, and then he stomps into the diner, and the waitress Lizzie gives him a John Carver mask, which he doesn't care too much about, but he knows who John Carver is. He's done his Plymouth research, and Eric's like, "You better get used to these masks here in Plymouth." And Brett puts the mask on, going, "Yeah, I could get used to it." And it's like this really serious moment. It's like, okay, movie. I see you.
Sure.
Now we cut to a little Plymouth Thanksgiving festival going on in town. Evan's like throwing axes at a bullseye, and he wins a candy apple, which he's very excited to show off to Jess and Gabby. But they're not meeting his energy because they're both stressed about the fact that the viral video taken at the Thanksgiving massacre last year is resurfacing with a crazy amount of reposts, and they're getting tagged constantly. They show Evan, and he's pretty defensive and is like, "Oh, come on, guys. I wasn't the only one filming that night. I didn't post that." And he walks off on his own. This isn't the only thing that has Jess in a bad mood either. She has to go film a Right Mark commercial with her dad later that day. And they spot Kathleen. They walk over. She's chatting it up with Eric, talking Thanksgiving recipes. And when they walk up, Eric is like, "Hey, Jess, ready for your spot in the limelight?" Jess very sarcastically responds, "Yeah, I've got my acceptance speech ready." And then Kathleen goes, "Oh my God, me too." And so,
oh God, serious though. Yeah.
She's very serious. And this is Jess's first time finding out that like apparently her dad wants this to be a family commercial that includes Kathleen.
Oh no.
Yeah. When Kathleen walks off, Eric feels the tension in the air and says to Jess, "Think of it this way. College is only 1 year away." And it's like, yeah, thank you for letting her know that the next year is going to suck with Kathleen. And like the only hope is to get away. But you know what? That's so real of him. So the four of them, being Kathleen, Jess, Gabby, and Eric, all walk over to this cute little house just off the festival where the commercial is supposed to be filmed. But they find Thomas cursing someone out on the phone on the porch. And they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" Also, I'm pretty sure this is like John Carver's house that they are filming this.
Oh, okay.
Inside, the building has been completely trashed, and on the walls, someone has spray painted the word "fuck Mart." So basically, the commercial's ruined. And
no.
and Thomas mentions that an axe has been stolen from its spot on the wall.
Ooh, my only knowledge of this movie is I feel like I see like a guy that looks like a pilgrim with an axe. On the cover. So
it's all coming together.
Yeah.
Cut to Ryan in his room with his friend/roommate Scott. And if you don't remember, Ryan's the one who's trying to chat up Jess in the parking lot last year before Bobby pulled her away. Yes. And Scott asks Ryan, "How are things with Jessica?" And Ryan's like, "Dude, they're amazing. She invited me to the parade to be on the float, and then I scored an invite to Thanksgiving dinner with her family at her house. I feel like I'm in. Bobby ghosting her is the best thing to ever happen to me."
Ooh, okay. I can't tell if he just like is really into her or if it's like he's got other motives.
Yeah, no, this is a weird thing to say. Like, I'm in with the family. Like, I don't know. It's a weird way to phrase it. Yeah. Back to the diner. This dude named Jacob is I know. Like the names never end. This dude named Jacob is handing out flyers to anyone and everyone, trying to get them to come to McCarty's Thanksgiving party. McCarty being a different person, another character.
Of course.
Except you have to pay $25 to get in. And
No.
Crazy. In one of the booths, he lays his flyer down for our group, Evan, Gabby, Jess, Scuba, and Yulia. And they are all in shock because Jacob and McCarty have never charged before and like, this is corny. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's really strange.
And $25 is crazy.
$25 is not like
Yeah.
$5. It's like, okay, maybe, but
Yeah,
25.
that's great. I remember in college there was a house, like a party house, that charged $5 to get in because of like just to cover costs of like alcohol. You know, 25. Come on now. But then across the diner, Jess spots someone exiting through a side door, and upon closer inspection, she's like, "Holy shit, is that Bobby? Is he back?"
Bobby.
And the friend group is like, "What the hell? He must have seen you. Like, why didn't he come over here and talk to you?"
Mm-hmm.
And Jess just shrugs and is like, I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a year. She's like, why would he?
Ooh.
But like, I'd want to have a chat.
Yeah.
Then simultaneously, the friend group get notified that they've been tagged in an Instagram post.
Oh, another one?
The account is named the John. No, it's the John Carver.
Oh my God. He and I have similar formats. I love that for us.
A little sus. And it's a photo of a beautifully set autumnal dinner table with candles, and the caption reads, "The table is set." So yeah, they're all like, okay, like this is weird. The account has no followers, so they're like, okay, whatever, random ass spam account.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna ignore it.
Yeah, as we should.
And then through the window, they see Ryan is pulling up, and Evan's like, oh God, Ryan's here. And, and Jess tells him to be nice. And Evan puts his hands up and is like, I am. Ryan's fine. He's harmless, like an NPC, but
that's such an insult.
I know. He was like, but he messes with the group dynamic. Like, I have nothing to talk about with this guy. Wow. And the girlies at the table roll their eyes because he's kind of being an asshole, but like, what's new? And Jess tells him to just give him a chance. And she's like, Ryan's a good guy and he hasn't ghosted me yet. So he's the front runner.
Wow. Yeah. Those standards, girl.
Yeah, the bar is low in this one. When Ryan comes in and takes a seat with the rest of them, it's awkward at first. But then Ryan asks what their plans are for the upcoming Pats Steelers game before dropping a bunch of 50-yard line tickets on them. And Evan and Scuba are pumped. Major brownie points here. They're like, okay, Ryan's not that bad.
Okay, just kidding, Ryan. Welcome in.
And Jess smiles at Ryan, like really appreciating the effort that he's putting in here to win her friends over. I think he also knows like they don't like him very much. And then Jess looks out the diner window and just randomly sees a man in the parking lot standing and staring at her with a John Carver mask on.
Oh, cute.
So, but that's when the waitress, Lizzie, comes over and is ready to take their order. And we cut to the killer's basement where they have that video up from last year. And they pause it on a woman fighting for a waffle iron. And that woman is Lizzie, the waitress.
Oh.
Right. So the killer sharpens his axe, and we cut to the diner late that night, past closing time.
Okay.
While Lizzie's inside on her own finishing some cleanup.
Okay.
And she's just finishing up. She turns off the lights. She goes to the back room, puts on her coat, and that's when we get jump scared by the John Carver killer. And he slams her up against the wall and takes a slash at her, like with a knife. She puts her hands up in defense, so the knife like slices across her palm.
Ouch.
And then he grabs her, pulls her over to the sink that is still full of water, sticks her head in. She's screaming her head off.
Yeah.
It gets worse. Once he's had enough of that, he takes her over to the walk-in freezer, opens it up, and slams her dripping wet face against the inside of the freezer door so she gets stuck to it.
No. I hate that.
Yes. Okay.
It's bad. No shit.
While she's stuck there screaming and her skin is stretching and tearing like every time she tries to pull herself off.
Yeah.
The killer goes and grabs their axe. But Lizzie is a badass and she does pull herself off that door, leaving a good chunk of skin behind.
Oh, jeez.
And she runs for it, like missing the axe by a second.
Ooh.
I don't think I could do that. I think I'd stay stuck to that door. It's an adrenaline thing, though. You probably don't even feel that pain.
That's yeah. I mean, especially because at least it's like frozen, like it's cold. I feel like something that's extremely cold
Mm,
you're already kind of experiencing the sensation of
numb.
freezing. Yeah, that
Yeah.
numbing. So I wonder how much you would feel that in the moment,
Yeah.
and with the adrenaline that you're.
Yeah. Yeah. Like on the outside, I'm immediately like, I could not do that.
Yeah,
But maybe in this situation, maybe.
maybe.
But yeah, then for some, okay, this kind of pisses me off. For some reason, instead of running outside, she runs past the exit door
Oh God.
and instead goes into the break room
Okay.
and pulls her cell phone out. But she gets blood all over the screen with her hand, like the palm, and
Yup.
it's not letting her type in her password because it's like
Right.
there's liquid on the screen. And then the facial recognition isn't working because half of her face is gone.
Ew. God, I hate it. Yup.
So she looks down at the indoor security cam footage that's in this break room and she doesn't see anyone. So then she hears the bells tingle outside at the front door. So she thinks he left and she
Yeah, of
decides to go
course.
ahead and open up that door and step into the hall.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. The door is right there. It's one step away from the office door at the end of this hall. The exit door is. I guess she wouldn't have had her keys. You know, I think now she has. She had to get her
Yeah.
purse so she. But like at
Maybe.
that point, I don't care if I
I'm
don't care if I
running.
can't use my car. I'll just run. Yeah, yeah. She grabs her purse and she leaves. But on her walk to her car, she's having trouble finding her keys in her purse.
Oh no.
Yeah. And before she gets a chance to get to her car, the headlights shine and the engine revs, and the killer is already in the driver's seat.
Ew. Wait, I don't know if
Mm.
I've ever seen that exact thing done. Like in the
Yeah,
driver's seat, like usually they're waiting in the back seat, and then as soon as the
right.
person gets in, that's when they attack.
Yeah, no, he's just ready to show
He's
himself right off the bat.
he's ready to go.
So Lizzie runs for it and does one of like the most frustrating horror movie tropes ever, in my opinion. So when a car is heading your way,
Mm-hmm.
don't just run in a straight line back. Like
Yep.
run to the left or
Mm-hmm.
run to the right, or at least try to.
Yeah,
But
I had this
yeah.
exact same thing watching The Black Phone the other night. There's like
Mhm.
a moment where the kid runs down the street, and I'm like, run
Yeah.
into a yard, run
Yeah.
into a yard. There's a car chasing you. Why are you running down the middle of the road?
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God. Like, no, I know exactly what you mean. Like, just when people run in horror movies, they always, why are we not zigzagging, going in
Yeah.
different places? Like, what are we doing?
She runs straight back and jumps on like this dumpster, but so like there's a dumpster and behind the dumpster there's like a fence. So I think she's trying to hop up on the dumpster, hop up and jump the fence.
Oh boy.
But she gets on the dumpster and that's when the killer like runs right into her, severing her body in half with the hit
Okay.
because her legs were still dangling down from the dumpster.
Ew.
And that's a big ol' R.I.P. to waitress Lizzie.
I would say yes, that sure is.
And it's our first survivability check-in.
Okay, well, listen, the people that have died so far, right, are Amanda and Lizzie.
Yeah. I mean, and the security guard and the random person. Like, there's three deaths at the massacre.
True. That's true.
They just weren't main characters, but
That's
main
true.
character-wise, yeah, Amanda and Lizzie.
As we said, first of all, as the security guard and the person with the waffle thingy, I'm just those are all three of those deaths are different situations to actually analyze, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have one person who just went, I'm not you. I'm not going. I don't like crowds. Security guard, you're at your job and you're doing what you're told to do. Now, I don't think I'm a security guard, but if I am, I'm doing my job.
Yep.
I could totally see myself being Amanda and bringing a plate of food to Mitch. 100% could see me doing that. So among those three, I would say I have like a solid, I'm going to say like 54 with them. And then with Lizzie, she's tough because I mean, she is kind of screwed. The face thing is tough. The street thing, I think I'm doing better. I think I'm running away from the car. But that means I had pulled my face off a freezer.
Yeah. I will say, though, with Lizzie that I factored into my number here is because we got that shot of the killer looking at Lizzie taking a waffle iron and running in that footage that the killer's obsessed with. It seems like the reason the killer is going for her is because she was involved in, you know, the craziness of last year. And we both are not people who are going to be
That's true.
there trying to buy stuff.
Okay, you're right. So I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to go for my overall first score check-in, 84.
Okay, I did an 81.
Okay, so we're
Yep.
around the same space because I just think I can't go too high because these things they're difficult. They're
Mhm.
difficult, but obviously I'm probably not these people, but not definitely. I think Amanda's the tough one because I
Yeah,
totally like I would love to do that. I think it'd be fun. Be like, "Oh, we're going to go bring food over to
I
him cuz he's at
know.
work." I think that's cute. So, yeah.
Cut to the next morning. News reporters, civilians, and police are swarming outside of Right Mart because Lizzie's legs are sitting up on top of the big Right Mart sign on the front of the building.
Sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but that's
It's-
actually so funny.
That's just ridiculous. Like, just the legs.
Just the legs are chilling there.
It's different if it's like her whole dead body, but it's like a little bit. It's a little funny that it's just the legs.
Are they just like perched up there? Like they're just
sitting up
taking a
there.
seat?
Yeah.
Oh,
the fire
man.
department has like their big fancy crane ladders and are working on getting them down. But like the damage
Yeah.
has been done. The photos have been taken. The people have seen it.
Mhm.
It's a whole thing. Cut to the high school. Evan's pulling Jacob to the side because Jacob has been doing his homework probably for years and it's time to collect some essays.
Ah.
And Jacob has sunglasses on inside, and Evan calls him out on it because he looks stupid. But Jacob is like, hey, I had a long night writing your essays. And then he's super annoyed because Evan doesn't have the money to pay up, and he hasn't paid him in literally months.
Oh, I'm not doing that anymore.
Right. Like
Like,
just
why are you still
stop.
doing it?
Exactly. Do not do more homework for this man. But Evan's like, whatever, like doesn't care that Jacob is upset and just walks off, which is when his phone buzzes and then he takes a look and he's like, oh, fuck. And he finds Jess and Gabby at their lockers and is like, guys, John Carver tagged us again.
Oh.
And this post is a picture of Lizzie's legs on the Right Mart sign with the caption, slashing everything in half at Right Mart, 50% off.
True that.
Jess looks at this Instagram page again on her own phone and goes back to the first photo of the dinner table and realizes that there are name cards at all of the seats, which I don't know how they didn't realize the first time. I think the first time they're like, whatever, random, but now they're like, wait, what's going on?
Can I just say, I would not say, whatever, random. I'd be like, what the frick is this?
Both of us would be like analyzing every little millimeter of that photo.
Absolutely.
But now they're noticing more and they see those name cards and Jess is just like, oh my God, like all of our names are at this table.
Ew.
Over to the diner parking lot crime scene. Eric and Brett, the officers, are trying to take a look at everything going on. It's all taped off. They know security footage should be inside. And inside, forensic samples are being taken from the skin left behind on that freezer door. And then Brett interrupts Eric's talk with the detective. We have a detective. I just did not bother learning another name. I refer to him as detective.
Period.
And he's like, guys, we caught the killer on the security cam and you're not going to believe what he's wearing. So they, of course, see it, that it's the John Carver mask. And we're like, okay, shit, because everyone in town is wearing them this time of year. Like, it's not some random niche mask.
Right.
Back at school, Jess's friend group is waiting outside for her just as she's getting off the phone with her dad, filling him in about the sketchy Instagram posts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Jess informs her friends that her dad won't be closing down the store, just hiring extra security.
He sounds about right.
So, yeah, he's like really concerned, just like they are, clearly.
Yep.
So they're all mad because they're getting freaked out and they're thinking they're going to be next up on the Right Mart sign. They all start walking toward the parking lot and Jess notices a beat up gray van in the corner starting to drive off quickly as soon as she clocks them. But then just as she steps off the curb, a pickup truck flies in front of her before coming to a stop in front of this friend group. And it's the infamous McCarty, the party thrower.
Oh, yes, yes.
Late 20s, if I had to guess. And Gabby's like, McCarty, are you coming back to finish 10th grade? And McCarty's like, look, I just thought in light of the current situation, you guys might want some protection, courtesy of my old man's store. And Scuba knows exactly what he means and calls him out. He's like, only you would have the balls to sell guns at a high school.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we find out that McCarty's just messing around, though. It's not guns that he's selling, just alcohol. Way better.
Yeah, it's so much
yes,
better.
way better. But it's still high school. Like, please stop.
Way better, but also no.
Yeah. The group roll their eyes and start to walk away while McCarty calls after them that they really should come to his party and that it's the only place that they won't get killed.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I've watched a decent amount of horror movies. Usually going to a party isn't the smartest thing to do.
That's so true. How many horror massacres take place at parties?
Right. Later that day, Jess undergoes some questioning by Sheriff Eric, just trying to get more information from her about last year given recent events. And when she leaves the station, Bobby's just outside waiting for her, leaning up against his truck. And she's like, oh, like, hey, you are
Bobby?
back. And she tells him, I saw you at the Cap yesterday. And he's like, no, I got in this morning.
What?
And then it's just awkward. So Jess is like, all right, well, I guess I'll see you around. Like, the vibe is like he's lying. And she's like, why are you lying to me? But okay, weird thing to lie about.
Wait, can I ask, did you did you see Bobby?
We didn't see the face, but it looked like it was literally the actor, like,
Okay.
even just from behind.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Jess is just like, okay, bye. Like,
Yeah,
anyways. But Bobby, of course, like, tells her to wait up and asks if he can walk with her, which she does agree to. And that is when they really start talking. She calls him out on leaving town, ghosting her and completely erasing himself from social media.
Yeah, what the hell?
And he explains, I blamed you for what happened to me. And instead of just telling you about it, I vanished like a dick.
But like, that's dramatic. Like, you're like not famous, but you're semi-famous. So like, disappear from the internet completely is like crazy.
Yeah, he has too much of his identity wrapped up in the baseball player. Like, rather than like just respecting himself as a person. I don't know, I'd be kind of annoyed for him to say, I blamed you for what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be annoyed. I'd be like, what? We all decided to go into that store. Like, we could because it was my dad's store, but I didn't even want to be there. Like, why aren't you blaming Evan? He's the one who's like, let's make a pit stop. I have like, don't blame anyone, but why blame her? It's stupid.
No, I agree. I think like the blaming thing, like, to me, absolutely he's wrong for it. But like, I guess I'm like, well, yeah, why didn't you I don't know. I guess he was just being a dick. I don't know.
Which he owns up to, so valid, I guess.
Well, exactly. Like, that's why I'm like, okay, he's owning up to it, but it's a year later. Do I have sympathy for that or not? I don't know yet.
Well, Jess has no hard feelings on her end, so she actually owns up to the fact that she still feels horrible for letting them all into the store that night. Like, she carries some guilt for that night.
Interesting.
But Bobby cuts that off and is like, nope, it was my decision. I could have stayed outside. It's not your fault. So he's moved past those old feelings. Bobby also shares the fact that rehab's been going great and his arm might be up for full speed pitching again soon. So Jess is genuinely happy for him, but he can also see something's bothering her. So he tells her to just spill, and Jess is like, okay. That night after the trampling, Kathleen was in a panic, ranting about bad publicity and getting sued, and she went into the security room and deleted all the footage. Yeah. She asked me not to say anything, and I didn't stop her. And Bobby shrugs and was like, well, there's nothing you can do about it now. But Jess disagrees. She's like, maybe there is. There's a backup system at my house in my dad's office. It's available for up to a year before it is erased permanently.
Oh, so we have like a day or so.
Yeah,
right?
a couple days. And she's like, I want to see what's on it. A little more walking, and Bobby and Jess are about to part ways, but over Jess's shoulder, Bobby sees Ryan coming this way.
Uh-oh.
And he's like, oh no, don't turn around. It's Ryan Baker. And
well,
then Ryan walks right up behind Jess, puts an arm around her, and kisses her on the cheek. So, like, surprise, Bobby, they're together now.
Yeah.
And Jess asks Ryan if he's done giving his statement. Like, a whole bunch of them are getting, anyone there that night, a year ago, are giving updated statements.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, he says yes, but he didn't really know anyone that night except his roommate Scott. So he didn't really have much to offer.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gives Bobby a little nod and like a smug smile and goes, how you doing, Bobby?
Like, yeah, right. He's like excited to show off.
Yep. Sheriff Eric walks out just then and sees the three of them. He's like, sorry to break up this reunion, but Bobby, can I see you next to my office? And Bobby walks off into the station. Cut to the TV with the news station on in the killer's little bunker room, talking about how we have yet to catch the killer that murdered Lizzie. And they're like, who will be the next victim of John Carver? Which is so crazy to say. After one
wild.
murder. I mean, saying that at all is just like crazy. But it's been one, like this, how do you know it's a serial killer?
That's true. You don't know that it's a serial killer. And also just feel like, I don't know, that sounds so goofy, silly. Like,
tune in next week.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean who will be the next killer, bro?
Yeah. Well, the killer has now fully like a little red string wall, and the picture we land on next, because obviously Lizzie, check mark there.
Yeah.
The next picture we land on is of Manny, the security guard that ran away that night.
Oh, okay.
So we cut to Manny in his apartment talking to his cat named Dewey.
Stop. Oh my God. I just died. I'm like over here writing down Manny's name.
You're like crossed out. Dewey.
Dewey. I'm writing the cat down as well. Oh my God. That's everything to me.
Definitely a purposeful name there in the movie.
Yes. I love it. That's so good.
Yeah. So Manny's got his passport and he's like, okay, Dewey, Daddy's going on a little vacation, all right? I'm going down to the Dominican Republic. Gina will come by, take care of you. You just chill, buddy. And his Uber has like just pulled up downstairs and is calling him. So Manny's rushing to get out the door. He saw Lizzie die.
Oh.
And he's like, I am not even going to chance. I was there that night too. I'm not going to chance it. I'm getting out of the country.
Wow. I think it's interesting that he jumped to that conclusion so fast.
I know.
Like,
I wonder if he feels guilty about running away, and he's like, they're gonna know me.
How do we know? How does the public know that they're going after people that were there that night?
Well, they don't know. Well, you would think. I think he just knows because Lizzie is like the waitress at the diner. And like he probably, I'm assuming he recognized her face that night just because this is like a tighter knit town. And he's like, oh, she was there that night. I was there that night. I'm not gonna. You know what? This is the kind of crazy I am too. I might be doing this at this point.
Fair.
Like, it is like a big conclusion to jump to.
Yeah.
But I kind of get it.
Fair enough.
So yeah, he's like rushing all around his apartment, packing up last minute things. But then when he goes back over to the counter where 30 seconds ago, maybe he set down his passport, it's no longer there.
Oh, Dewey, what did you do with it?
So he's scrambling, turning everything over in his apartment, nothing in his living room, nothing in his kitchen, his bedroom. But when he exits his bedroom back into the living room, there's now a John Carver mask sitting on his couch.
Ew, disgusting. Okay, just running out the door. Bye.
Do you know what? I might close my bedroom door because like if I was just in my bedroom and the mask is out there, I'd close my bedroom door and I might jump from a window. I don't know what kind of place he's in, if he's like up high in an apartment, but I'd take a second story jump.
I almost did once.
What?
So I'm pretty sure I've said this on this podcast before.
What are you talking about? No, you have not.
I was in my house and I heard downstairs like somebody moving around, and I heard somebody go into the cabinet, take out a bowl, and pour themselves a bowl of cereal. I heard distinctly. This is what I know I heard. So I was like, that's my brother. And then we were like texting in a group chat, and I found out my brother wasn't home and nobody was home. And so I don't know what I heard that day, but I genuinely considered jumping out my bedroom window.
That's spooky.
Yeah, it's more like spooky paranormal than it is spooky
Yeah,
intruder.
in hindsight, you're like, was that a paranormal thing?
Yeah.
Rather than like an actual person that was in your house.
Because I can't explain to you. I heard the steps of pouring a bowl of cereal. I heard it all happening. But nobody was home. I literally thought somebody was downstairs. It's crazy. But that's the only time I consider jumping out a window.
Weird. I know. Well, I was ready to book it out of a window as well in high school at my family's house, but it wasn't a second story window, which was easier because I was in a basement bedroom and it was like level with the ground. The window was level with the ground. So I had it open, I had the screen out, and I was ready to just launch myself if I needed to. But my story ended with finding out my stepdad just got home early. And that was it.
Can I ask a question of the Discord? Is this just like a weird sample, or like have most people considered jumping out a window at some point in their life? Like, is this a thing that people have considered? I don't know.
Do we need to diagnose ourselves?
Are we okay?
Yeah, the John Carver mask on the couch.
Hate it.
He curses and like grabs a bat that is just right there, and he knows immediately what's going on, hence why he was trying to catch that flight.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But he can't run anymore, as in like he can't leave. It's happening now. You got to face off. And he's walking around taunting the killer for some reason. He's screaming hey, I'm a security guard. I kill people every day. I'm not scared of you, buddy. And it's so funny. Like the delivery is great because he puts on this really tough voice. And then in between the lines, he's like, oh my God. Like he's so scared.
Wait, I love it.
Yeah. Well, as Manny is walking by his dining table, an arm pops out from beneath it and stabs him in the stomach with an electric mixer with a knife attachment.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fancy.
I don't know what that is. That real? Because I don't know what that is.
I don't think it is. I was just concerned that you were going to say he reaches out and like slices the Achilles, because that's one that we get a lot.
A lot. I hate that.
And that's my least favorite thing in the world.
I have to hold my tongue on that because there's just a certain movie you need to watch someday.
Uh-oh. I don't want to see another Achilles slice. I'm good.
Little electric mixer knife to the stomach, and Manny is obviously in immediate pain and shock before he can even pull the thing out. If that's the smart thing to do here, I don't know.
I don't know.
John Carver is up and wrapping a wire around his neck, which he pulls at until completely decapitating Manny.
Oh, ew. How the hell? Okay. That's fun. Love that.
R.I.P. And then the killer puts Manny's head in his duffel bag and is about...
Yes. Okay. Take that with me. Thank you.
Oh my God. And he's about to leave when Dewey meows at him.
I was about to say, all right, let's leave before we see a cat.
Mm-hmm. No, he sees the cat. He sees Dewey.
Okay.
So before leaving, the killer
I can't lose Dewey again. Don't do this.
Before leaving, the killer makes sure to feed Dewey some kibble and gives him some pets on the head and then leaves.
Dude, that is a crazy 180 by the movie, and I actually respect them so much for that. Thank you. I'm just gonna put a heart next to Dewey instead of crossing him out. Love that. Yeah. Okay,
that's a weird thing in real life too. Like killers, like just have zero empathy for humans and are just like out here killing humans. But then like their dog is their best friend. They're like, I would never hurt a dog. It's like, okay, let's try to match the energy with humans. If you're capable of that with dogs and cats and stuff.
Oh my God. I've literally thought of that before, how like we kind of joke about the fact that like we like dogs more than people. But there are some people who it's like concerning, where it's like, oh, why don't you respect human beings the way you respect your dog? I don't know. Just a thought.
Cut to a dinner place setting with Manny's name card on it.
Oh boy.
The killer moves the decorative plate to the side and instead places Manny's head on the main dinner plate at his spot.
Oh, cute.
And then, of course, politely places a nice festive napkin around his throat.
Oh, nice.
And when we pan out, we see the top half of waitress Lizzie sitting at her place setting across from Manny.
Shut up. Wait, he's actually building a table. Yes. This is so fantastic.
2 down and many to go.
Oh, you guys, I can't believe they were like so nonchalant about the Instagram, like at least at first.
I know.
Like that is so next level creepy.
Maybe I would be nonchalant. I would never. I was going to say maybe I'd be nonchalant about it if I didn't have the experience the previous year.
Cassie, you would never be nonchalant about something
but
like
that's
that.
a lie. Yeah. I just don't know how they're being so nonchalant with what happened last year. Like the traumatic event they were a part of. I don't know.
Tiki, whatever.
Right. So also, can we do a quick check-in? Who are your top susses at the moment?
Right now, the only people that I sussed really at all were Deputy Brett. I think the issue is my susses are kind of the ones they're leading me into.
Right.
Because Brett felt like he was intentionally kind of put out there.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking more along the lines of like Jacob, Ryan, and only because you said Scott's name, those three. I'm not feeling that main group at the moment, but like, and then, okay, well, Bobby's like an obvious another obvious one. They set that one up
Right.
though. That's why I don't think it's him, because it's like
I know.
he lied about not being at the diner, and it's like I feel like that was an intentional setup. I don't know.
Sure.
I never know anymore.
Because there's just reverse psychology
Exactly.
used these days. It's just impossible.
Exactly. And not to like spoil other movies, but there's one very, very famous whodunit where they set up the killer immediately from the beginning, and then you're
Yeah.
like, well, it can't be him, and then it's him. So
Yeah.
The
next morning, Jess wakes up to a brand new Instagram post that they've
good.
all been tagged in. It's of Lizzie and Manny's head at the dinner table.
Okay, if they don't freak the fuck out, I'm gonna take issue.
It's captioned, "The first guests have arrived. White meat, dark meat, all will be served."
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh no.
Concerning, also, I'm like, how is that not being flagged? Like, how is that just being posted on Instagram?
Dude, if I'm getting flagged for insensitive content for showing horror movies, how is Instagram letting this through?
The real villain of the movie.
Instagram.
So Jess is like, all right, it's time to, they're locking in. It's time to get down to business. She goes and she gets into that old security footage in her dad's home office.
Okay,
and
yes.
On it, she sees Ryan and his friend Scott getting buddy with one of the security guards on the side of the crowd, the one that got killed.
Okay.
So, like, they're talking and then they hug, and she's looking at this like, you literally mentioned the other day that you only knew Scott that night.
Oh, yeah.
So she prints out pictures of this interaction and other random, like, stills from this footage. And she walks out to Bobby waiting for her in his truck in the driveway, which, by the way, Ryan also drove past and saw that Bobby was there, and he delivers like a diva eye roll and just continues driving.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Bobby and Jess head down to the station together with the new security footage screenshots.
Wow, I'm surprised we're doing this. This just feels like the thing that they wait till the very last second to do in movies, where you're like, just do the obvious thing, and they're like, I don't know if it's a good idea, but they're actually doing it. So that's cool.
Pretty early on. Like I said, there's just so much packed into this movie, like so much to go still, but you're right, like this does feel pretty early.
Yeah,
they're showing Sheriff Eric, and they point out a kid named Lionel in their grade who's like always the turkey in the Thanksgiving parade. They're like, okay, he was there, we didn't know he was there. Just a random note.
Okay, yep.
They point out the Hanover South rival jock that Evan had beef with, the one who started the riot, and his name is Lonnie. Lionel and Lonnie. And then Jess hesitantly reaches into her bag and says that, like, okay, there's one more. And the picture of Ryan hugging the security guard is shown to Sheriff Eric, and he's very interested in this because he's like, oh, I thought he didn't know anyone other than his roommate. Like, that's what Ryan told him. Well, clearly that's not the case. And the security guard he's hugging, oh yeah, his name was Doug, R.I.P. Doug. So yeah, weird. At school, Jess fills the friend group in on the footage that she found of Ryan that night. And they're immediately like, yeah, never liked that guy. Like,
yeah, of course.
Why would he lie to us? He's so sketch. But Yulia is the one person to stand up for Ryan, and she's like, I don't know, I think he's just too nice to be a killer, which is like not a good argument.
Absolutely not. Have we learned nothing?
Yeah, killers are psychotic and they know how to charm. And I would say though that like Ryan, he doesn't really charm them either. I guess he's trying to entice them with like baseball tickets, but his charming personality couldn't win them over. So I don't know.
What?
Jess is going crazy, unsure like who to trust at this point. And Evan's like, listen, the only people we can trust are in this room, us. And he's like, and yes, I am excluding Bobby. So of course Jess is like, well, like what? Bobby would never. But like, girl, we cannot turn a blind eye to the fact that he was so mad. He skipped town and then admitted that he blamed everything that happened to him on you. Like,
right. Exactly.
There has to be a part of you that's like, maybe, but she's like, absolutely not.
Yeah, and wait, he literally lied to you too, and you were like, thought that was weird, and now you're like, no, could it be him?
Yeah.
You don't know that man anymore. He was gone for a year.
Yeah. Yulia's like, okay, no, I know who it is. It's gotta be Mitch. His wife died in the store last year, and he hates us.
Period.
Scuba jumps in on this, agreeing, and he points out, like, guys, also, he drives a van. Like, the official transportation for pedophiles, kidnappers, rapists, and murderers.
Yeah.
And, like, soccer moms, but, like, whatever.
But whatever. It's fine.
Evan's like, you're so right, Scuba. Me and you, let's go after all of them and fuck them up one by one. Like, every sus we have, let's just fuck them up. And
yeah.
Gabby immediately puts a stop to this and is like, yeah, no, Evan, this is not a game. These are not just some Hanover kids. You can't do that. And Jess's cell starts ringing and she looks down to see that it's Ryan, but she doesn't answer because she's like on the fence about him now.
Right, absolutely.
We then cut to Ryan in a pilgrim costume, standing in the dark.
Well, okay. Hold on.
But then he walks out into like a bright warehouse where a bunch of people are all working on finishing touches for parade floats.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's like costume fitting for the parade.
Right.
Bobby is among the people, so Ryan walks up to him and is like, Bobby, forgotten but not gone. And Bobby clocks the pilgrim costume and is like, you're in the parade this year? And Ryan's smug when he confirms that Jess asked him to be in it. And it really does appear to bother Bobby. Like, he clearly still has feelings. And Ryan says, a lot has changed since you left. And Bobby gets smug real quick too now, though, because obviously he knows about the security footage and the doubt in Jess's mind right now.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, maybe not as much as you think.
Ooh.
So things get very hostile very quick, and Ryan gets in Bobby's face at one point going, you know, if you weren't leaving in a few days, I would knock your teeth out. And Bobby's like, who says I'm leaving? And then he just walks away, and Ryan is standing there left fuming.
Yep.
Now we cut to rival jock Lonnie. He's running the show in his high school gym, walking around, screaming fitness instructions at everyone trying to work out. I don't think it's a class, though. I think he just is deciding to put it on himself. Yeah.
Okay.
But then he spots his cheerleader girlfriend by the door beckoning him over, so he follows her, and she brings him over to the school's stage in the gym where she has him sit on the edge, like looking out at the gym. In the gym, there's a trampoline, and she's like, I want to give you a little tease. And then proceeds to go and just start jumping on the trampoline.
Okay. Cool.
So, yeah, good for them. She turns around and like lifts up her skirt so that he can see her ass and then takes her underwear off. You don't see anything, but it's pretty, I was like, oh, okay. And then she just keeps jumping. And meanwhile, a dude has come up behind Lonnie, completely snapped his neck. He's dead in 2 seconds. And his head is like stuck completely twisted 180 degrees.
Whoa, stop.
And, yeah, she doesn't notice because she's still jumping she's about to take her top off. But then when she jumps down, a knife has protruded up through the trampoline. Oh. And she jumps right down onto it.
Oh, no.
I know. And she screams in pain. And she falls, but then like the knife keeps getting stabbed through different parts of the trampoline as she bounces with her fall and just keeps getting stabbed from beneath. I know, like jumping onto the knife in different spots.
Bro, I hate it.
Yeah, so she just bleeds out and dies on the trampoline.
Oh my God. What a wild scene.
I know. It was like so random. But okay, that's an RIP to, I don't know if we probably got her name at some point, but Lonnie and Lonnie's girlfriend. All right, so we cut to outside the school after the end of the school day, and the police have shown up and they're canceling the football game that is supposed to happen that night, which Evan is very upset about, and he storms off. So yes, the police have found Lonnie and his girlfriend dead in the gym, which I do have to say, because I don't know if this is super obvious to everyone, but I was confused for a second because I thought he was from a rival school. So
yeah,
I was like,
wait, that's...
why are we at our school? But I think this is one of those schools where it's so big that it has like combined academics and everything, but it's so big that the sports teams are split into like north and south within the same building.
I have never heard of that in my life.
It happens. I had a cousin who was at a school like that, and they had like rival sports, but they were east and west.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
So I think that's what's going on here. What happens next, though, confuses me a bit. So police have swarmed the school. Sheriff Eric is encouraging everyone to like remain in pairs at the very least, and Evan has just walked off on his own, pissed about the canceled football game. So Gabby's like, I'm going to go get him, and Jess nods and says she's going to wait in the school for them, and then they can all leave together. So Jess goes right inside the doors of the school, and a minute or so later, Gabby and Evan return and come inside, but they just walk right past her and keep walking down the hall. And Jess is like, guys, I can just leave on my own. But Gabby's like, no, wait here, and then we can all go back together. So, like, I don't know where Gabby and Evan are even going. Like, I don't know if there's supposed to be an insinuation that they're finding, like, a private place for a quickie or something. Because they're, like, just, like, hee ha, really flirty, messing around, walking down the hall. I don't know. But it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Sure.
We follow Gabby and Evan down a series of halls in the school, holding hands. And when they turn around a corner, they see a big, like, rolling garbage bin. And then immediately get jump scared by John Carver popping out at them. Both scream abruptly, but they get jumped quick and their screams are muffled, and we fade to black.
What?
So, like, I guess we're assuming they've either been killed off cam, not likely, or just, like, taken hostage or whatever.
I don't know what the vibes are, but like my immediate thought there is like it's not actually the killer.
Okay.
But that's, I don't know.
Back to Jess sitting on some steps inside the front doors of the school, still waiting for them. It's been a while, so she texts Gabby because, you know, let's hurry this up. And she's like, you guys ready? Gabby texts back, can you come here?
Oh.
So Jess walks through the school hallways until she comes upon the rolling garbage bin. And inside it, she finds Gabby's phone. So she takes it out, and when she stands back up straight again, we see John Carver standing behind her. But she sees him in the black reflection of Gabby's phone and dodges his axe. Then shoves the garbage bin at him. It is him. He's out here swinging axes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like because this mask is everywhere, is this just like a little bit of a trick because they faded to black? Like, haha, it's just somebody jumping at them. But no, it doesn't.
That makes sense. And this movie gives the vibe of pulling a move like that. But no, it's him. She's dodging the axe, and then she shoves the garbage bin at him to slow him down before taking off running. And she actually manages to lose him before deciding to hide in this very fancy, like, theater glam room with a bunch of vanities and prop heads everywhere. And she's hiding among the prop heads, trying to blend in, when John Carver stomps in and starts looking around. And he doesn't spot her, but he keeps, like, randomly axing away at random shit around the room.
Oh, yeah.
So Jess sees a pair of scissors on a counter near her and starts to slowly reach out to grab them, wanting a weapon. But as she does this, the sleeve of her coat like brushes against a bottle of hairspray that falls to the ground. And now John Carver sees where she's at, so he starts to come for her, but she sprays that hairspray in his face before running, which he actually seems to be affected by. I guess the mask has actual tiny eye holes, or at least I hope it does. Otherwise, this guy is an idiot.
I didn't even think about the mask part. Yeah, because I was going to say, that's a good move, but he's wearing a mask, so...
Risky move, kind of, so...
Yeah,
we're on the run again, and this time she does make it outside to the police.
Oh, okay, good.
And Sheriff Eric sits her down and asks if she noticed anything about him that could help. But she's like, I don't know, like, dressed as a pilgrim, John Carver mask. I only saw him for a few seconds. I don't have more than that. And Eric's like, it's okay. We just need to get you home soon. Like, you just need to go rest. And Yulia and Scuba come walking over, and Eric's like, you guys too. He wants, like, what are all these kids doing around here? Like, please go home. This is an active crime scene. Once Eric walks away, Scuba and Yulia go up to Jess to try and start comforting her. But that's when Bobby comes running over and beats them to the punch, putting his coat over her coat on her shoulders.
Okay.
And then Ryan comes running over and hugs Jess, pushing Bobby's coat off of her shoulders in the process. It's a lot.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Jess tells Ryan that the killer came after her, but she got away. And Ryan looks at Bobby going like, yeah, that seems to be happening a lot recently. I wonder why. Like, oh, Bobby shows up and now this is happening. Bobby's like, okay, I can play that game. And he's like, do you want to tell us about your little buddy, the security guard? And Ryan's confused.
No, we're getting into this.
Yeah. Ryan's confused at first, like trying to understand what he's even talking about. And then he's like, what, at Right Mart? you're an idiot. I walked off with him because we were getting addies. That's why Scott was there. I was just broing up with him because I needed another hookup. Meanwhile, in the background, Jess, Scuba, and Yulia are all like kind of walking away from Ryan and Bobby. They don't have time for this. They're like, why are we fighting? So Bobby's like, Adderall? And Ryan starts talking a little slower and goes, yes, Adderall. That's what smart kids do, so we can get into Ivy League schools, and guys like you can tow our Porsches.
Wow.
And, he puts a hand on Bobby's shoulder, which is the breaking point, and they go in on each other, ready to start a fight. But Scuba runs back over and pulls Ryan away, just as like there's officers everywhere, so officers come and like break it up too and pull Bobby off as well. Sheriff Eric demands that both of the guys stay away from the parade tomorrow. Neither are welcome. And Ryan starts complaining to Jess, being like, this isn't my fault. Like, he came at me. And Jess just screams at him to stop because this is embarrassing. Like, please, Ryan and Bobby, pack it up. Jess screams at both of them, I can't believe you two. My friends might be dead. Like, hey, I have 2 friends that are missing right now, and you can't put your bullshit aside. Like, I don't want to see either of you. Yeah.
Exactly. We have bigger issues than whatever the heck you two are doing right now.
Yeah. And I don't even know if Ryan actually thinks it's Bobby. I think he just wants it to be. Like, he just, like, hates him. You know?
Exactly. The jealousy and whatever.
Yeah. Neither of them have anything to say to that and just walk away. And then Yulia's dad rolls up in his car, and Yulia's like, oh shit. Which we understand why that's her reaction when he gets out of the car in a very thick Russian accent. He's like, Yulia, come. And he grabs her by her arm, dragging her to the car to get in the passenger seat. And when she asks where they're going, his answer is Florida, which like valid. I identified this. I would be this dad.
Getting the hell out of here.
Yes. At this point, absolutely. Yeah. If you have the means, not anyone can just drop everything and go to Florida.
That's true.
Yeah, no, if I could, I would at this point for sure. So Scuba and Jess are left standing outside together, and Scuba's like, you know what? Evan's right. The police ain't doing shit. Let's go. And we cut to McCarty's Thanksgiving party. So it's in full swing. Loud music, drunk people. One guy's already running out on the porch from inside to puke in some bushes. And Scuba and Jess come strolling up to the porch, which of course McCarty and Jacob are manning. But when McCarty sees them, he doesn't charge, and he tells Jacob to bring them upstairs to VIP. So McCarty leads them to a room upstairs, and Jacob mans the door as McCarty pulls out a guitar case and prefaces to Scuba and Jess, if you get caught with any of this shit, you're on your own. And he opens it up to reveal some pistols. So, yeah, he really does. Like, it was a joke in the parking lot, but it's not really a joke.
Yeah, but not really. Jeez. Yeah. Okay.
Scuba ends up picking out a SIG 226, whatever that means. And McCarty tries to offer up a weapon to Jess, including this like belt that has a knife attachment that you can like pull out of it for a surprise attack. But Jess is like, yeah, I'm good. I'll be with Scuba anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's a mistake. At this point, I would want a weapon in this scenario. I would.
Yeah, it does seem like it's gotten extreme, especially with what just happened, like in the school.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you?
And it's all about, especially as Jess, like the daughter of the Right Mart owner, like,
yeah,
you know, you're on the list. And being tagged in the Instagram posts.
To be completely honest, I'm not going to this party if that just happened to me.
Oh, well, they're only going for this. Yeah.
The
The party is happening, but they called McCarty and like this was planned to come pick up some weapons from him.
Okay. I was going to say, we're just casually going to a party after that. That's kind of wild. Okay, this makes a little more sense to me now.
Yeah. In the car, Scuba's checking in with his girl Yulia over the car system on his phone, and she's not loving the idea of him walking around with a gun. But he just assures her it's for their protection. And we cut to Yulia in her bedroom packing up a suitcase for Florida. She tells Scuba that if he wants extra protection, she can have her dad send a cop over to his place to be stationed, just like they have a cop stationed at their own house right now. W Dad.
Wow, yeah.
Scuba asks if they can come over, but Yulia is stressed and is like, I mean, I'm packing for Florida at the moment, so it's not like I can stick around. My dad's making us leave soon. Cut to Yulia's dad giving the stationed officer outside their house dinner leftovers, which the officer is very appreciative of.
Mm-hmm.
And once Yulia's dad is back inside, the officer starts to dig in and doesn't see John Carver come up with a gun and shoot him in the head. It's got a silencer, so Yulia's dad doesn't hear a thing.
Yeah, I was just going to say them leaving tells me they're going to die right now.
Yeah, like you're not going anywhere.
There's no way you guys just go on off to Florida.
Yeah. Back upstairs with Yulia, she's putting her contacts in when she hears a thud from downstairs. So she calls out for her dad, but no answer.
She jumps out her window.
As she should.
Yeah, right?
I think a second story, would you jump a third story?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
If it was just if it was just straight up to the ground,
right?
No. If there was like maybe something I could land on, kind of break my fall a little.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the situation.
Second story is giving sprained ankle, and third story is giving broken legs.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like you're not going to be running away if you jump from the third story, I don't think.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, she hears the thud. She's like, hello, Dad, what's going on? No answer. She keeps walking down the hall, making it to the top of the staircase landing. She keeps calling, and then tell me why this is the jump scare that got me the most so far. But her dad comes out of a doorway to her right. And there's just a huge stinger, as you call them, which I love. I learned that word from you.
Yes, we love a stinger.
And he's just like handling some laundry with his headphones on, so he wasn't hearing her calling for him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she jumps and is like, oh my God, what the hell? You scared me. And he takes the headphone out and just says, car has come, finish. So she heads back to her room, finishes up putting her new contacts in. And downstairs, her dad finally notices that officer is dead.
Oh.
So he screams up at Julia, and Julia just thinks he's getting on her case and wants her to hurry up because he's an aggressive man.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I'm almost done. And then her dad gets a huge dart to the heart. And honestly, in hindsight, maybe that's what got the officer too, but I couldn't tell back then because of the distance and how the close-ups worked. But I don't think it was a silencer, actually. I think it's like a dart gun.
Oh.
Which is interesting. I don't know why, but okay.
I mean, we like some variety. I'm down. That
creativity.
Sounds fun.
So yeah, her dad killed instantly.
Oh, shit.
Julia gets another FaceTime from Scuba. He's just really worried about her. She answers. She's like, hey, my dad's freaking out. I'll call you in like 5 minutes when we're in the car. So she's cleaning her ears out with Q-tips and then bends down to throw them in the trash. And then when she straightens back up in front of her mirror, guess who's in the reflection now?
Okay, we've done that twice.
Yeah. It's John Carver. She screams as the killer takes two of those metal pokey corn on the cob skewers.
Yep.
And stabs them into each of her ears at the same time.
Wait, that's kind of funny with the Q-tips and then the...
I know. I remember the first time watching this, I saw those Q-tips and I was like, please no. Yulia falls to the ground in pain and Scuba and Jess are seeing this happen on FaceTime.
Oh.
So they're speeding to get to Yulia. Yulia pulls the corn skewers out of her ears and starts army crawling away, but the killer's just like walking to keep up with her.
Yeah.
And then grabs her by her hair. She's not going anywhere. Scuba and Jess make it to the house. Scuba's got his gun at the ready and they find John Carver keeping Yulia close against their chest with a knife to her throat. And the killer shows them a picture on their phone. It's Gabby tied up and gagged, sitting at a spot at his dinner table.
Oh, right. Okay.
So Scuba doesn't know what to do. Like, can he aim well enough to shoot without hitting Yulia? Mm-hmm. Would they be able to find Evan and Gabby if they killed John Carver now and weren't able to get information from him?
True.
Yulia is begging Scuba to shoot him. So Scuba pulls the trigger.
Oh, God.
And nothing happens. Because he left the safety on.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yes. The trope of all tropes.
It is truly a trope. It's a trope, but I know we talked about this last week. I don't know where the safety is on a gun.
Yeah.
So
I have been taught. I have a family of hunters. So,
Yeah, so
I
you-
have been around a gun before very safely, and
Mhm.
I've been taught basics. But the thing is, I don't think I could just load a gun. Like, I don't think you
Yeah.
could just hand me a gun and I'd know how to load it. But I think most safeties I would be able to figure out. So if it's already loaded,
Interesting.
then I should be good. But if I have to load it, I'm not going to know what the fuck to do.
I know nothing about guns. People get so mad at me when I play video games and they're like,
Oh,
why are
yeah.
you using this one over this one? I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
no.
It shoots.
I'm
it
the same
shoots
way.
things.
I'm like, guys, what's the gun that's like more powerful for close up? What's the one I want to use from far away? Yeah, chat has to walk me through that. I always forget.
Same.
But yeah, of course, it makes sense that he's never like been taught a gun. Like
Yeah.
Yulia before was like, you don't know anything about guns. What are you going to do with a gun?
Exactly.
And this is what he's going to do
Exactly.
with it. He's going to make a mistake. So
Yep.
this point, we're in a section of the house that is being remodeled. So like there's tarp and tools all around,
Classic.
including a table saw,
Nope.
which the killer turns on
Nope.
and then shoves Yulia down against it.
Oh.
So her entire chest and abdomen get torn to shreds. Intestines and like other organs spilling out of her.
Ew. Oh, like so not even like cutting her in half, but kind of just like putting her
No,
body
just, like,
onto it.
yeah.
Ew.
Because it's not
wait,
big enough to just do a straight cut. It just
Right.
yeah.
That's like worse.
It is. Yeah.
'Cause it's just like grinding everything up. Ew.
Hate it. The killer runs off immediately, and Scuba just runs to Yulia and like pulls her off the table saw, cradling her dead body in his arms and repeating like, "What do I do, Jess? What do I do?" Which he was saying the whole time, like before he decided to shoot or try to.
Yeah.
He was like, "What do I do?" Like this whole time, he's just like in shock and doesn't know what to do. And like even when she's like dead in his arms, he's like, "What do I do to fix her?" But like you're
Aw.
not going to, you know.
Yeah, no.
That's our second survivability check-in.
Okay, I'm looking at it. We have Yulia. We have Yulia's dad. We have Manny. We have Lonnie, and we have Lonnie's girlfriend. Am I missing anyone?
Don't think so.
Jesus. Okay. Fuck.
Mhm.
I feel like these are all pretty tough because most of the decisions being made, I would say like Yulia and Yulia's dad,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really feel like they had anything like any time to do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Like once they were captured, they were captured. Lonnie and his girlfriend, unfortunately, okay, well, I'm not doing what that girlfriend's doing. Like if we can be so for real.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they were also sneak attack. Lonnie, we didn't even see, right? Lonnie was like off camera. We didn't see that until, or did we actually see it happen?
We saw it was very quick. So like they just walked up behind him, didn't hear
Did
him come
it?
up, and then like neck is just twisted backwards.
So those are all surprise attacks. And then
Yeah.
Manny, if anything, Manny's the only one that I have a chance,
Yeah.
really. Because Manny made the decision to walk out, like you said, walk out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, out of the bedroom. So, we're dropping. We are dropping
Mhm.
today. My second act score, not counting, first act, we're just
Mhm.
looking at second act. I'm going with 20%.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Because if I'm any of these people, I think I'm fucked. Now I know we have
Mhm.
people left, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went a bit higher just knowing how many people are still left.
yeah, I think that's always kind of the tricky thing is like how much consideration do you take
Yeah.
into that?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I went 47.
fair enough.
I just was like, okay, it's time to be in the bottom half now.
Yeah.
But I feel like 20 is valid as well. Later that night at Jess's house, she and Scuba are sitting on the couch looking extremely out of it, and the room is packed with Jess's family and police officers. And
Okay.
they've been like updated on what these two have witnessed.
Right. At this point, these two should not die because you're so involved with the police and like just law enforcement. Like there's just no reason either of you should end up in a situation where you are in danger. That's my
Mhm.
personal opinion right now. I just want to say that.
Okay. Her dad, Thomas, is like, there's no way we're participating in the parade tomorrow. Like, it would be too dangerous for us to be exposed like that. We're clearly being targeted.
I mean, I agree. As much as we
Yep.
don't like him. Yeah.
Yep. But Jess is being brave, and she's
Okay.
like, Guys, we saw what he did to Yulia. We can't let that happen to Gabby and Evan. This parade could be our chance to stop him, to lure him out and kill him.
Oh, fuck. I forgot he has them. Okay.
I know.
That changes things.
It does. I still don't know if this would be my first instinct, though. I'd probably be like, I don't want to be in that parade.
No, I still don't want to be in the parade, but I thought she was going to be like, no, we just have to show him we're not afraid.
Yeah,
and that would have pissed me off, but I forgot that they know. So, okay.
Yeah, there's some sense. There's a lot of sense to what she's saying. It's just scary.
Yep.
Kathleen, her stepmom, is like, I do not want to get dragged into this more than I already am. If you just hadn't gone into that store last year, none of this would be happening.
Jesus.
And Jess is like, excuse me? Like, I didn't even want the store to be opened at all on Thanksgiving last year. And her dad, Thomas, steps in saying, like, it's not going to be this year. We'll close for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, interesting that he's finally giving in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like, he's obviously been on my sauce list just because he seems so off the grid, like, that I have to consider him. But I don't really see the motive yet. So.
Yeah. Kathleen's really upset about him saying they're going to close on Thanksgiving, but she just rolls her eyes and is like, okay, whatever. Like, she just has money bags in her eyes, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
Everybody calms down a bit, and Jess asks Officer Eric if there's any sort of trap that they can set for the killer at the parade. And Eric's like, well, when the float returns to the warehouse, we can make it look like it's empty, make him think that there's an opportunity to strike in the warehouse. And Officer Brett agrees that this plan could work, that if the killer takes the bait, that could be the end for him. They'll swarm and put an end to this. So Kathleen's like, hey, so I don't want to be used as bait. But Thomas is on Jess's side and says, my daughter is right. If we don't put an end to this, we'll go on and be bait everywhere we go. It's a plan. So cut to the parade.
Okay. I'm so invested, by the way. Like, I got my note. Yeah? I'm so glad I'm taking notes today. I got my own little red string cork board going on in my notebook. I'm like, ooh, this person.
Exactly. It's whodunit is so fun.
So much fun.
So before the parade gets started, McCarty randomly shows up and like gives Jess his dad's ring that his dad wore when he was fighting in Iraq. And he claimed that it was his lucky ring. So like, hopefully it'll keep Jess alive too. And it's actually like a very sweet gesture, if not random. But
wait, you said this was Ryan or Bobby?
No, McCarty, like the party gun guy.
Oh, what the fuck? That's why I was like, wait, what name did she say? No, it had to be one of them.
You would think it would be one of the two guys that like likes her to do this, but no, it's just McCarty.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she thanks him, and it's time for everyone to get on their floats, and the parade gets started. Streets are lined with people. There's a handful of different people still dressed up as John Carver, which is tacky, but like, okay.
Yeah.
So Jess is looking around, terrified, like trying to scout out if one of them is the killer. And one of the John Carvers like jumps out in front of their float with a huge sign that reads Thanksgiving, not thanks buying. And
here comes the protest.
He starts chanting like down with Reitmart. Then shortly after is joined by other John Carvers with signs like also protesting. And we realize that it's Mitch, the ex-employee with the dead wife.
Well, of course.
But the police get the protesters off the road over to the sidewalk, and the parade continues on.
Okay.
And then turkey mascot Lionel is walking in the parade, wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving, when out of nowhere the killer walks up and chops his head clean off with an axe. The kids are traumatized.
Just like out of nowhere in front of everybody?
Yeah, but they aren't even dressed as John Carver this time. They're dressed as a clown.
What? Okay.
Why? I don't know.
Just so we know which one is which, like from a plot perspective. Like, what are we doing? No, okay.
I don't know. I think the killer's trying to be like the character. The killer is trying to be unexpected. Like, they're gonna expect me to show up as John Carver. I'm not gonna. Like, okay, good job.
Interesting. Wait, so this kill is happening. Not to get too. I'm getting my detective cap.
I love it.
I'm so sorry. No, so. Who do we have eyes on when this happens? Anybody? Who's on are people on a float? No, we don't have.
I'm pretty sure this shot is isolated because the turkey mascot is kind of leading, and our main float is kind of in the middle. So it's like a random shot of random people in the background when this happens.
Okay. So, and we don't necessarily know who's like stationed on the float at the moment. Like, really.
Right. Well, I
Okay.
mean, we know Jess and
Who's
Scuba.
supposed to be? Okay.
Jess, Scuba, Thomas, and Kathleen are supposed to be on that float.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, kids are being traumatized, and the parade is coming to a stop with like the panic and the running because everyone's running around now.
Well, yes.
On top of that, the killer sets off a bunch of smoke bombs, so no one can really see very well either. Thankfully,
Helpful.
Sheriff Brett finds Jess, Scuba, Thomas, and Kathleen through the fog because they'd gotten off the float at this point,
Mm.
and guides them into the back of his police car. But as soon as he's about to get in the driver's seat, the killer shoots him in the back. Instant death.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's gone.
Yeah.
So he's off my list now. I'm noticing Gabby's tied up. Did we ever see what happened to Evan?
He's with her. Yeah.
Oh, we do know he's with her.
Yeah. I don't know if he's yeah, he's with her. Easy answer.
Okay. What the okay. Who's not crossed out right now? Ryan, Scott, and Jacob. Okay.
Then the killer gets in the driver's seat and turns to everyone in the back, shooting them one by one with a tranquilizer.
Oh.
So they all pass out, and he just drives off with them away from all the parade chaos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As a clown?
As a clown.
Okay. Nobody saw the clown driving the cop car?
I think they did, but well, the smoke bombs went off. It's just like
that's true.
a lot
That's
going
true.
on.
That's fair. Yeah, okay.
Kathleen wakes up in the killer's basement bunker where he is cooking away in a kitchenette area nearby.
Okay, I'm so worried about her.
She's tied up and laid out on a random table, and the killer walks over and starts basting her legs with butter.
Ew, okay, nope.
As you do.
And I'm out.
And then,
done.
of course, he salts her entire body. You got to season.
Okay, Art the Clown, like who, How about
Right?
this guy? Like,
oh, he's dressed as he's John Carver again, by the way.
Oh, okay, so screw the clown.
Yeah. That was just for the parade spirit,
Yes, of course.
Outfit change.
We love an outfit change.
So then it's time to garnish. I don't know, like you put like green stuff.
Yeah.
Who knows what
Lots
it
of
is.
green stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. And he walks away to go turn on this huge industrial size oven.
No.
But when he goes back to Kathleen, she's no longer on the table. So he's on edge, grabs a pitchfork, starts looking around.
Grabs a pitchfork. No biggie.
And we see that Kathleen is still in the room, just hiding behind like some random barrels. She's undone the ties around her wrists and ankles. Good for her. Surprise.
Yeah. How the heck? Okay.
Yeah. And she's quietly crawling around like a bunch of random scrap as the killer stalks around, stabbing his pitchfork around, trying to find her.
Yeah.
And Kathleen actually manages to get upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, her sneak skills are excellent. Like, she even had to take a couple risks along the way and run quietly, like, in the open with his back turned.
Ooh,
and
okay.
they paid off.
Get it, girly.
Upstairs, she ends up in a room where there's a bunch of John Carver masks, random tech stuff is set up that I'm not techie enough to understand.
Sure.
And a random cot on the floor. It seems to be like an abandoned house, and this is like the room she ends up in.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't seem capable, though, to find a door to escape. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But there are windows. And so she goes for a window, but the windows are boarded up. So like she starts to work away at this boarded up window using a small tool that was magnetized to the fridge next to the window.
Okay.
But when she takes the tool off the fridge door starts to open. And once it's wide open, Kathleen gasps when she sees a girl stuffed inside of it in a giant clear body bag.
Oh.
But do you know what else she sees in this fridge?
What else is in this fridge?
A bottle of wine. And she's like,
no.
Okay, I need some of that. So,
oh my God, I'd survive.
Right. Oh, we are 100%. I don't know if we are as good as the sneaky sneak part. I don't know if I could. She really pulled off a good sneak.
Listen,
but then it falls apart.
I can do it.
Right?
No, if she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about Kathleen. Like some of the other ones, not necessarily, but she's like, if she can do it, I can do it.
Okay. So she reaches for this wine bottle, but the girl in the bag grabs her arm, like revealing herself to be alive. Bleeding out, but alive. Because she's like bloody and in this fridge.
Do we not recognize this girl?
And this girl is the cheerleader that we thought died on the trampoline earlier this week.
Oh, shit.
But no,
Okay,
she's
yeah.
just been alive, stuffed in a fridge.
Ew, what the frick?
Yeah.
Kill me.
Which randomly, now thinking back on it, there's no way that you're surviving days shut in a fridge.
No.
So maybe it was just like slightly open, and that's why it came open completely when Kathleen grabbed that thing, off the fridge. The killer makes it upstairs. And when he does, he looks around and doesn't see anyone, but we see Kathleen on another side of a wall with that bottle of wine raised, ready to use it as a weapon if necessary.
Did she drink it?
She didn't.
Oh.
I thought that shot, she was like about to give up and just drink away before like getting murdered. But that's
what I thought too.
This makes more sense, I guess.
Okay, you could see how little faith the audience had in Kathleen that the movie knew it could get away with being like, oh, she's gonna have a glass of wine.
Yeah. The killer ends up clocking that she's on the other side of this wall somehow because he stabs his pitchfork right through it.
Oh.
Almost spearing her.
Okay.
But he doesn't. It's like right next to her. And so she screams and she just runs for it. And we're clearly in like I said, this rundown abandoned house of some kind. And I'm more than a little annoyed because
oh dear.
She runs around like, why did you not immediately look around for the door to go outside? As soon as you made it upstairs, why did you go to the first window you saw and try to pry open a window? Because it takes her legitimately 5 seconds running through this house to find the back door, which she opens. It's just open and she runs outside.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm upset. I'm upset with her.
Yeah, we're 100% here.
Yeah, there's no way.
But yeah, as soon as she gets outside, the killer throws the pitchfork and it's a perfect hit. She gets skewered, falls to the ground, and he drags her back inside down to the basement. We go, and into the oven she goes.
Oh, yes, of course. I forgot she was going to be a turkey.
Mm-hmm. Kathleen gets cooked alive, R.I.P.
So cute.
Cut to the police station. Sheriff Eric and random officers are stressed and trying to scramble to pin this killer down after what happened at the parade.
Well, yes.
And a mob of civilians are gathered outside the department, like demanding justice, so more pressure is on them than ever to get this guy.
For sure.
And suddenly the detective working with them on like his own computer is like, whoa, I got something. He's live streaming from somewhere in Cordage Park.
Oh.
And they click on the live stream and they find the dinner table with the chairs filled with guests.
Oh my God.
Security guy, like Doug, security guy's head, and dead Lizzie. But also now Scuba, Jess, Thomas, Evan, and Gabby are all gagged and bound to their own chairs.
Wow. Okay.
So obviously
where's Bobby?
Yeah, he's just not there.
We don't know. Okay.
We don't know. They're calling SWAT and sending like all available units to Cordage Park to find this bunker where this live stream is happening. And they end up in some random parking lot. So obviously the bunker's underground. They're like, I thought I personally was like, yeah, we can assume that based on what this looks like. But they're like, okay, underground. And we have to try to find the entrance point. Let's go. Jess wakes up from the drugs at the dinner table and sees everyone around her. She's freaking out, and we keep cutting back and forth from her and the others to the SWAT team and the officers trying to find this bunker. They do end up in an underground tunnel. They're getting word that they're getting closer and closer to the signal, so eventually they break into a room that they think should be it.
Oh boy.
But when they walk inside, they find a cell phone set up to film a projector screen of the live dinner table footage. Like it was all just a lure to keep them away and distracted. Pretty smart.
Love it.
Yeah.
I do love it. Yeah, that's kind of fun.
The stream suddenly changes, and back at the station they realize they're now using a new cell phone to keep the stream going, and now dinner is starting. John Carver walks into the room and says in like a modulated voice, "Gather around the table, everyone. Dinner is served." And he removes a big cloth at the center of the table to reveal a hogtied cooked Kathleen.
That's so funny. It's not funny. It's not funny.
Yeah. Funny. No, it is. But it is. Like, what's going on?
Oh, dear.
Everyone around the table, of course, freaks out. And John Carver's like, now is that any way to thank Kathleen? She's been cooking all day. Thomas literally throws up through his cloth gag, valid but unfortunate.
Mm.
John Carver continues, let's start off the dinner with a cheer from our cheerleader. So cheerleader girlie is sitting in a chair, but she's actually dead now. And the killer stabs a corkscrew into the side of her neck and the blood starts flowing, and he fills up a wine glass and sets it on the table before picking up the knife and then going and pressing it to Thomas's throat. And he says, joining us tonight is Thomas Wright, who missed last year's fun sitting in his mansion. He lets up with the knife, doesn't want to kill him yet, and instead picks up the cell phone and carries the live stream around with him for close-ups, going, now we're all going to go around the table and say what we're thankful for. You're on live, so choose your words wisely. It's most appropriate that Evan go first. You see, it was your own video that inspired me to make my own.
Okay.
Yeah, he sets the and also we do get a quick glimpse of this live, and like people are like hearting it and being like, oh my god, is this real? Like on the screen.
Chat, is this real?
Literally. The killer sets the phone up in front of Evan, then grabs a meat pulverizer and holds it over Evan's head before pulling the gag out of his mouth. And immediately Evan just starts screaming for help, saying that they're in an old house, but like that's all he knows.
Yeah.
And the killer pushes his head down onto the table in frame of the live stream and is like, you're about to go viral. You're going to break the internet.
Ooh.
And then smashes his head in with the meat pulverizer.
Ooh.
R.I.P. to Evan.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The killer goes on with their monologue, and meanwhile, Jess realizes that the ring McCarty gave her earlier has a button on it that causes a little metal sharp tip to pop out of it.
Oh,
and
okay.
she's able to start working away at the rope around her wrists. At this point, the killer is cutting off a big, juicy piece of Kathleen's thigh.
Oh my god. Ew. Okay, that's disgusting.
Yeah. This is like the image I walked out of the theater with, like stuck in my head.
You're like, yep, never forgetting that one.
They place it on a plate in front of Thomas, and Jess has freed herself and is passing the ring over to Scuba on her right to do the same thing.
Gotcha.
The killer's about to force Thomas to eat Kathleen, but Scuba gets himself free and he doesn't waste a second. He lunges for the killer, and taken by surprise, the killer stumbles backward.
Okay.
But before they can really get into it, John Carver grabs a nearby axe, and Scuba's like, oh, okay, shit.
Yep.
And he and Jess just take off running out of the room. Everyone's still stuck in their chairs, very much rooting for them to just get out of here and go get help.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They make it down a hallway and up the stairs to find that they are in the trashed Carver house where Jess was supposed to shoot that commercial with her dad. Scuba tells Jess to get out, and he stays back to try and slow down the killer from capturing her because he's like, one of them needs to get out and get help. So the police can come help everyone. So she runs outside and into the surrounding woods.
Oh boy.
Scuba attempts to slow down the killer, but John Carver lands a few swipes of the axe on him, and he falls to the ground wounded and in pain. Just swipes, nothing digs in.
Okay.
But yeah, he's in rough shape. The killer doesn't finish the job. He just runs off outside and into the woods trying to catch Jess. We get a fun little chase scene. Eventually, Jess finds herself face to face with a chain link fence, so she climbs it and she gets to the other side, but then her bracelet gets stuck on the top of this fence. So the killer catches up and swings their axe at her hand, but like she comes free just before it comes down on her. Drops to the other side. She twists her ankle in the process, so now she's got a limp. She keeps it moving, and the killer's mad, but like stares off and just seems to let her go, you know?
Oh, okay.
Jess makes it into town and sees a cop car abandoned in the middle of the road with Sheriff Eric bleeding out on the pavement next to it. She runs over to him and turns him over, but it's too late. He's dead. R.I.P. to Sheriff Eric.
Yeah.
In a building across the street, someone seems to be sneaking into a side door. So she, for some reason, grabs Eric's gun and goes after them.
Why? Why is this relevant?
Like, why? I wouldn't think that that's the
Yeah,
like,
what?
How could, timing-wise, like, how could that be the killer?
Yeah, I would not think that was important right now. I think going and finding help would be important right now.
Yeah, and if it was the killer, why? I wouldn't put it on myself. I'd be like, okay, if that's them in there, let me call the police and tell them where they are.
Absolutely.
So yes, Girly Pop willingly walks into a random warehouse and she sees John Carver looking around, looking suspicious, and then taking off their mask.
No!
And it is Bobby.
No, I don't want it to be Bobby.
I know. And he keeps looking around like over his shoulder and walks off without seeing Jess.
Bro, this is okay. So this was one of those examples of, unless they're still going to twist it on me, it's one of those examples of, yeah, we made it obvious because there's too much reverse psychology to that we can play off of. Okay.
Right. Jess had her gun raised, but once she saw it was Bobby, she lowers it in shock and like can't shoot. And then Sheriff Eric pops up.
What?
I don't know why I wrote it like that. That's so silly. But
no, it's not silly because wasn't he just dead?
He was just. I genuinely thought he was dead. He just pops up like over her shoulder and is like, "Hey, I'm alive." He doesn't say that, but like that's the energy. And I'm like, "Oh, energy? You're here."
Okay, I'm crossing off the score I gave myself for him.
Right? And he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like he's like clearly been knocked out. And he's like kind of coming to his bearings, and she tells him that the killer is Bobby and like hands him the gun, and Eric tells her to go outside and he'll take care of it. So she walks out in front, and then she hears like the 3 gunshots go off inside.
Oh.
And Eric comes running back out, and he's like, he's in there, like he's kind of like in shock. It's like, he's in there. I think I got him.
Oh no. Oh God.
Yeah.
Is there nobody else in town that we can ask to come like back up
right
or something?
Well, Jess isn't exactly happy to hear that. She's crying, but then we cut to the whole police squad getting called and checking out this warehouse.
Okay, good. Okay.
One officer comes up to Eric and is like, "Hey, detective says you got to hand over your gun since it's been fired," which he does. I didn't know that was a thing, but that makes sense.
I guess. Oh, wow. Yeah, actually, I never thought about that. That is interesting.
Yeah. And then Eric and Jess are like in this room waiting for the police squad to finish searching the warehouse. And the detective walks in having found a phone on the floor that is logged into the John Carver account. And Eric thanks him and confirms that, yes, this is Bobby's phone. And according to the detective, we still haven't found Bobby in the search. Like, they're looking. But they have, thankfully, been able to go and find and rescue the victims that were left behind at the Carver house.
Oh, so good. Okay.
The detective tells Jess they had to sedate your father pretty heavily. He'll be in the hospital a few days along with your friends, Gabby and Scuba. I'm sorry about Kathleen and Evan.
Right. Okay.
So the detective leaves, telling Eric and Jess that he'll meet them at the hospital. Eric tells Jess she's like really brave. They couldn't have done this without her. And she just asks for like a couple of minutes alone to breathe and pull herself together. Yeah. So Eric leaves the room and Jess breaks down crying a little bit. And she's nervously picking off some of like this thorny bramble from her jeans from running through the woods. Mm-hmm. And Eric returns after a couple of minutes and Jess notices something. At the bottom of his pants, on his shoes, he has the same prickly bramble stuck.
Oh.
And this is her moment where she realizes he is the killer and was like, he was the one chasing her through the woods.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Eric's like, "Jess, are you okay?" And she quickly pulls herself together and is like, "Yeah, sorry, I'm just not feeling well." And he promises that they'll have a doctor check her out and encourages her to come with him.
Wait, how is that possible?
I know. He turns and starts walking toward the exit, but then stops and stares down at his shoes, noticing the bramble for the first time himself. And he realizes that's why Jess is acting weird. He realizes that she knows. And he stops pretending and goes, "If only you'd been stuck on that fence a second longer."
What?
And then he shuts and locks the door.
What? Where's the motive? Okay.
Jess starts to back away slowly as Eric laughs to himself and tells her she should see the look of surprise on her face. And Jess asks, "What about Bobby?" And Eric answers, "Bobby? I had him drugged, dressed up, ready to be shot, putting an end to the mystery of John Carver's identity. But then I opened the trunk and he popped me with a tire iron. Thankfully, you pointed me in the right direction."
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, no. Wait, did Bob... Oh, we don't know for sure that Bobby died, though.
Yeah. Jess is realizing he's been using her the whole time, like getting information through her statements, her handing over the security footage from the year before.
True.
Yeah, things like that. And it's time for Jess to ask why.
Yeah, I want why.
Yeah.
I have motives on like so many other people, but like why Eric?
Yeah. So Eric explains, Mitch wasn't the only one who lost someone that night. My wife left me and Amanda put me back together. Mitch's wife, yeah.
Oh shit.
And he goes, I loved her. She was going to leave Mitch.
What?
But then you and your friends took her from me. You took my family from me. And yes, we see a sonogram photo on his red string wall. Amanda was pregnant with his baby.
What the fuck? No, that's soap opera shit right there. That's insane.
Yeah, I know.
That's wild.
I can't lie. I was like, oh my God. When I saw the sonogram photo, I was like, okay,
You're like,
gasp. Okay, gasp.
tea.
So he's like, so now instead of spending Thanksgiving with Amanda, I'm stuck here in this office. And now so are you. And he pulls out a syringe full of like whatever drug that he's planning to knock her out with. But Jess is like, wait, I didn't get to tell you what I was thankful for. So like he plays along and is like, okay, what are you thankful for? And she answers, the service in here, as she lifts the cell phone that she's been live streaming.
Stop. Not the service in here.
Great service, this warehouse.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah. She's been live streaming from the John Carver account. And he stands up in shock. So, of course, she goes, you should see the look of surprise on your face. And they both go running for an axe hanging on the wall at the same time. And she's about to grab it first, but Eric stops her at the last second and throws her to the ground. But then a hammer comes flying through a window of this room right at Eric, who goes crashing to the ground, badly hurt. And it's Bobby on the other side, who hops through the broken window, pulls Jess up off the ground, and they make a run for it into the warehouse.
Bobby, I was rooting for you, buddy. I really was.
Eric follows them out shortly afterward with the axe, screaming random one-liners, one of them being that there will be no leftovers this year. But Jess and Bobby manage to avoid him and make it over to Bobby's uncle's truck, which is parked in this warehouse. This is the warehouse where they set up for the parade. A bunch of random parade stuff's in here. Bobby's uncle's truck is in here for some reason. And on the way, Jess sees a gas pump container and turns it on, and it starts filling up the giant turkey parade balloon.
Oh.
I'm not understanding what she's going for here in this moment, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Anyways, they've made it to the truck. Bobby starts driving off. Jess is in the bed of the truck because the passenger door was pressed up against some sort of beam and she couldn't open it.
Okay.
So Eric sees them driving off and he unhooks a parade trailer that sends like a giant Plymouth Rock float crashing into them from the side.
That's so funny because the Plymouth Rock is about 2 feet by 2 feet.
They come to a stop. Well, they're forced to a stop from the collision, and Eric gets into the bed of the truck, swinging his axe down on Jess. Oh. But she grabs like a random musket from the back of this truck, and she like holds it up in front of her to fend off the axe. Meanwhile, Bobby has managed to finesse his way around this Plymouth Rock situation and drives off with a very sudden acceleration that causes Eric to fall off the back of the truck.
Okay, period.
So cool. They're driving off. They're getting away. But
yeah. But what?
There's a long cable connected to the car with like an industrial hook at the end. Something to do with the parade. Probably. Okay. I don't know.
Sure.
So Eric grabs that, like the end of this cable, and attaches it to something in the warehouse. So Bobby gets to a point where he's about to break out of this warehouse, but then the truck comes to like an abrupt halt and the tires just start spinning in place.
Yep.
So Jess starts packing the musket she found in the back of this truck with her, which I will say there's a line earlier in the movie where they're getting guns from McCarty, and she's like, the most I know is like my dad forced me to learn how to use a musket when I was younger and I almost took my shoulder out. So now she has that knowledge. Yeah.
Yes.
And she packs it and she's ready to take her shot. but she doesn't shoot Eric. She shoots the, at this point, now giant inflated gas turkey balloon right next to him.
Right.
And we get a huge explosion.
Yes.
Eric gets enveloped in flames, and the explosion also gets the cable of the truck loose from whatever it was attached to, so they're now able to drive off. Cut to the ambulance swarming the building, and Bobby is about to get into the back of an ambulance after hugging Jess. His final words to her are, "Tell Ryan he's still a dick, even if he's not the killer." Cue Ryan. Once those ambulance doors close, Ryan walks up and Jess hugs him tight, and Scuba and Gabby show up too, having left the hospital, getting a ride over thanks to McCarty, who's also there now. And they they all saw the stream, so they're up to date and they're happy that Jess is okay. Then over to the firefighters walking up to the detective. Of course, they go, "Detective, we searched every inch of that place. Everything was incinerated. There's nothing but ash. But no one could survive a blast like that." But it's like, there should be bones. There should be, not just bones. There should be a body, but at the very least, there should be bones. We fade to black, and then we cut to Jess sleeping in her bed with Ryan sleeping next to her. She wakes up when her closet door creaks open. She gets up and walks over, turning the closet light on and looking around inside. And Ryan wakes up and sees what she's doing and asks if she's okay. She turns the light off and turns to him, apologizing for waking him. And then out of nowhere, Sheriff Eric, fully up in flames, grabs her from behind and drags her into the closet. But obviously that's just not possible. So we cut to Jess waking up in bed from the nightmare that we just witnessed.
Okay, yeah. For a second I was like, no.
Are they going there? Yeah. Ryan is still next to her though. And she looks over at her closed closet door with suspicion. And then we cut to the credits.
Okay. Wait, what was the point of the final scene?
I don't know.
Okay. Give him one more little spoop.
Sure. Maybe just supposed to represent her trauma, like scared he's going to come back because they didn't, find bones.
I mean, you always got to leave it open for a sequel. So
I do wonder if they're going to go for that here. They definitely could.
The fact that they didn't recover his body to me is like, well, just in case it does really well and we want to do a sequel, we can somehow say that he escaped. He was wearing fireproof armor and survived.
Yeah. It's so much. There's so much happening. This could be like just a drama film. No horror necessary, just with the drama that they set up here.
For real. There is so much tea.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You could also do this as like a full season of a TV show, I feel like, with the number of characters that you're dealing with. I'm like looking at my notes here. This is the first time I've ever taken...
would love this.
The CW. Oh my God, the CW would eat this up and I would be set.
Yeah.
I would be set. No, this was so fun. I think this has made me want to do like a proper whodunit on the podcast as well, just because like it's really fun. Like try to like cross like who the heck it could be.
Yeah.
Especially when now you say like, yeah, there's a ton of characters and like, yes, that's difficult from your perspective in terms of telling the story, but it made it really fun because there were so many options as opposed to like some movies there aren't enough options and you're only picking from a core 5, it felt like the suspects went way beyond the core 5 and there were just too many choices.
Yeah, and I will say with how many characters there are, it's very watchable and easy to keep everything straight for what it's tackling here.
For sure. Yeah, I didn't suss the killer, which is pretty on brand for me. I never suss the killer. I always suss everybody else. So this about checks out for me. Terrible at that. So Eric was surprising. I think it's fun though because he's the first character you see and he's immediately presented, it sounds to me kind of creepy. Like just him walking up to the house and then it's like, oh well, he's the killer, and that's like essentially foreshadowing right there, right from the get-go, which is always fun to look at in hindsight. So I do appreciate that. Survivability wise, it's tricky because like I was writing down some scores as we went. I feel like the turkey guy, Lionel.
Oh sure, yeah.
I put a 15 for him. I put a 99 for Kathleen. I'll give myself 1% a leeway, but
Yeah.
Curly, do better. I don't know where this 10% came from. Might have been Brett. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
That averaged out to a 41. And then for the people who survived, I feel like they did a lot of combat type stuff.
They did.
Which anytime it comes down to combat, I'm kind of screwed, unfortunately. So I'm honestly going to give myself, like, for them, even like a 20%, which would make my average more or less for the act a 21.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I don't know, you might see that as high, but
I gave myself a 5% for the final act. But this was before, I'm happy with adding a 10 just because of Kathleen and bumping it to 15. Because it really is ridiculous. Like, it was just a small thing that annoyed me in the moment, and I just went with it when I was like writing this. But then like talking about it more, I'm just like, oh my God, seriously, why did you not just look around a corner and see the back door immediately?
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's upsetting. Yeah, so mine really went 84, 20, 21. I think I found, for whatever reason, the second act was more surprising, like surprise kills.
Yes.
Whereas these ones, I think, had more opportunity to get away.
I couldn't pack a musket and shoot that.
That's true.
Which is kind of like the big thing she did in the end to get away.
Yeah.
And free themselves to be able to drive and everything.
Right. Yeah, so my final weighted average that I think I'm okay with, maybe I shouldn't be, but my final weighted is 31.
Mine should be higher now that I raised the 5 to 15 for my final act, but originally it came out to 32.
Oh my God.
Yeah, very close. I think I'm happy with that too, because I'm happy with a 32. Wanting to keep in mind the fact that a lot of this was like him getting revenge on consumerism.
Also true.
And I just feel like we wouldn't be in the crowd, but I could see myself getting dragged in there with a friend group.
For sure.
So yeah, it's like 50-50 on whether I would even be on his list, which is kind of where I'm comfortable bringing it down to a 32 given the situations and how they go down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
32 overall. Wow, I can't believe we were 1% away. Was it last week that we had the same score?
Yeah, I think so.
We finally hit it, and now we're 1 off. That's crazy.
We're so in sync.
We're getting in sync over here.
Oh, man. Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You guys can check us out on Instagram at I'd Survive Podcast. We have a bunch of links over there, including one to our Discord where you can submit your own scores and let us know, would you survive?